Hello, I'm Greg Gorden. This is Torg Eternity. I'd like to start off by asking our players to introduce themselves. So, looking at the D20 roster, I guess we'll start with Jennifer.
Hi, I'm playing Mara. She's an elven warden from Isle. She's been living in an elven enclave just outside of Coos Bay, and she was tasked by Ambassador Ishwana Scott to give a group of Storm Knights a hand because they'd been having a little bit of difficulty in their relations with the townsfolk. She is accompanied by her White Wolf companion, Scott. So named because he is very good at chasing things and never runs out of energy on a hunt.
The Maxis.
Yeah, today I'll be playing our relic hunter, Timothy Wendlethorpe. My name's Mike. Go by that also. But it looks like I have some interesting tablets in my pack to decipher to go along.
Rod?
I am Michael Roderick. I am, premiering the Quantum Mage, who we will call Chilton Whitmore. And my accent is going to be terrible. Hopefully Simon will be very forgiving and not laugh too much at me. But, we'll do the best that we can. I'm happy to be here.
Ampersands.
Hey, I'm Jason, and I'm playing the Adinos Optimus Moonwalker, who has been getting a very quick crash course in just about every other reality by being here in Coos Bay, and currently has new duties as the sniffer out of the good coffee, as well as managing to persuade the other religious organizations in town to give him time to preach the word of Lanala.
Simon.
Hi, I'm Simon, and I'm playing Father Severin de Chardin, renegade cyber priest and scourge of the cyber church in Coos Bay, looking to get into a religious battle with them and hopefully take them down, but also always one for a good photo opportunity with the local law enforcement.
Franz.
Yeah, I'm Frank, and I'm from Germany, and I'm playing a guy from Germany, Bernd Meyer. He's a ram runner, and so I don't have to fake the accents. That's pretty easy. But Bernd is very bad at land vehicles, as we discovered. He is very bad at diplomacy, as we discovered. But he's a ram runner, so he can take his core Earth reality with him and is rooted in his own reality. That's a boot for him.
All right. So this is an episodic campaign, and previously on Reign and Sin, our Storm Knights were sent by the Delphi Council to a small Oregon town of Coos Bay because it had suddenly moved from inside of the Living Land to outside of the Living Land. Something was bending the reality line, and that's not kosher. So they were to investigate that and to counter cyber papal influence in the region because they've established an outpost here. Last session, the main thing they managed to do was discover that a Kanawa subsidiary had been using the town for biological experiments through infected coffee, and the Adinos and some others were trained on how to sniff that out, so they managed to stop that. So safe coffee makes for a happy town, which improved their standing with the town, which had been bad up to that point. They confronted an enemy at a casino, and while confronting him, somehow managed to make a reality shift of their own. Went to a place to investigate, found a stairwell that literally had not been there before, created down into the caverns underneath Coos Bay, which is where they find themselves. They are centered in a huge dome. Written across all the parts of the dome are the words "Forever Core Earth" in just about every human language imaginable, just scrawled all over the dome. So the players find themselves down there, and you have a dome to investigate and a couple passageways you could wander off to if you wanted to. But actually, just so I'd like the Realm Runner to make a reality roll, if you could.
One thing I can do. Where is my reality? Okay, here it is.
Yeah, it's perfectly safe down here. Everything's fine.
Yep.
Not a problem.
Is it may I play a possibility on that, or is it unconscious? Yes.
I'm assuming since you have an affinity for reality, you kind of have sort of a sixth sense with your reality. You're not actually activating a skill. So I don't think you can spend a possibility in this point because it's not really a skill use. But so I will have, and I'd like everybody to go ahead and make a find roll. And tell me who beats a 12.
No, I mishapped. Right out the gate.
With the glowing cyber eye, I am favored in find, so I'm just going to reroll.
Excellent.
Oh, thank goodness.
For exactly the same result. This thing, he says, as it sparks slightly, seems to be, what is the chorus? What is the phrase? Oh, on the fritz.
I assume we are shocked and wondered of what's going on underneath the town here. That, we can't see anything. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, things seem to be unfortunate. So the Moonwalker, you notice that one spot on the wall, the writing comes together into a silhouette of like a top hat. It fills in to yellow and projects out of the wall. A smoky being comes along with the hat and eventually forms into Mr. Asura, who's a creature you have encountered before. And he looks at the Realm Runner and goes, so you got the invitation as well. Splendid.
Does anybody else notice this, or is it just me at this
Oh,
point?
yeah, you see it. Yeah, you just spot it first.
Mara hasn't met
talking to the
Asura,
Realm
so
Runner.
she's looking very perturbed at all of this. What is that thing?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Moonwalk introduces to your acquaintance.
Mr. Sura, the gang, Mr. Sura.
So he doffs his top hat and doesn't so much bow as flows into the shape of a bow and then flows back to standing up. And he says, yes, we met before briefly on the field of battle until we sorted things out. But whatever called me here is apparently called your Realm Runner as well. So, any idea what it might be? He looks straight at the Realm Runner.
I'm not sure. Maybe
Excellent.
it has something to do with my blood.
Oh, let me guess. I touched a silver medal, did you?
Yeah, that could be the problem. Yep. Did you check your blood?
Well, I have plenty. I didn't think the levels needed to be checked. Remember, he's from a Rorsch. So his medical sciences. No, I'm fine. Levels are perfectly adequate.
I don't mean the level. I mean the quality, not the quantity. There's something strange with the blood. We made some scientific examination about with the blood, and it was strange.
Okay, and so all of you down the left-hand corridor hear some sort of rock fall, something rolling, something like that, as the conversation continues. Unless somebody else would like to do something else other than listen to Mr. Asura.
We're hearing noise down this tunnel. Maybe we should have a look and see what's going on.
I concur.
Agreed.
At least have
So
a quick look.
You would like to. All right. So it is pitch black down there. So darkness -6, unless you have night vision and such.
I think I do.
I believe you do too. So you may make a find roll. Everybody else is at -6. Go ahead.
Would anyone mind if I were to light my lamp?
Just just one moment. Let us not give away our position. And again, you'll see that Severin's eye is glowing again as he's tapped it, because I have slightly lower penalties as well. So -4.
Yeah, you're only looking for a 10, so there's that at least.
I have a 12.
It's rather dark, though. Surely a lamp won't give away position so much as let us see.
All right.
Mara, do you see anything? I can't make anything out.
I believe so. The wall had some Sanskrit. This might be Old Norse up here.
Does it say anything? Because I
yes.
can't make heads or tails of it.
I think it says the same thing everywhere. Forever core Earth.
Yeah,
wait, something up and
that's
down
what
the
it
hall.
says everywhere. So, Mara and who else got the 12?
Just Mara.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's you would call them small trolls. You're not sure what they actually are, but they're definitely made out of the same material as the wall. And they're they take a couple steps forward, then they roll, then they take another couple steps forward and they roll, and they're about 30 meters away. It's sort of ambling towards you. So they'll be here like in 3 rounds.
Okay, she's going to knock an arrow and say to the rest of the group, we have guests.
Kind of guess.
Are they friendly guests or not so friendly guests?
Creatures made out of rock or stone of some sort. They look like small trolls, maybe. I haven't seen exactly this sort of thing before.
So if they're aggressive,
You guys might want some light.
Yeah.
You guys might want some light.
I will turn on my lamp.
Yeah, at which point you can see these guys.
I already got in problems because I shoot too quick, so I don't shoot this time.
Would be rude. We should introduce ourselves first and assess them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So put them down here.
Recently, we were able to make diplomacy with a demon, so maybe we will get some words with them.
Detente is not.
We've got an
Let's
elf
be
for
clear about
diplomacy.
that.
Okay, so there are 2 of these things shambling down. If you could just put your tokens somewhere in the little combat section over there, just as a rough indicator of where you are, that'd be excellent. Who will engage who? All right.
Okay.
And Mara, you're pretty sure they've noticed you and are cautious, but not terribly concerned. I mean, they haven't changed direction, they haven't changed speed, but you're pretty sure they've spotted you.
Do they look intelligent in any way? Does it look like they can communicate?
Well, they're vaguely humanoid, so they've got eyes, mouth, ears, that sort of thing. So maybe. So anyway, we got about 1 round or so. So Ashura is saying, so you don't have any idea what called you here either. To the Realm Runner?
No, I don't have any idea.
Well, I suppose then the race is on. And he tips his hat and flows back into the wall.
Okay.
What was Scott's reaction to these 2 things appearing?
Say that again?
Does Mara probably trust? What was the wolf's reaction to these 2 things appearing? She probably trusts his instincts even more than her own.
Growled at first and then stopped growling after it started talking to the Realm Runner. To Burnt. So, all right.
I guess I'm going to say, if you understand us, halt. Let us talk.
Why don't you make a persuasion test there?
I certainly shall. That's a 10.
Okay. So one stays back, the other continues to roll forward, stands up, and is like, You are in her tunnels. Why?
These tunnels.
Her tunnels.
We were invited, we think.
Oh,
Got a gesture over at Burnt at this point.
and so you gesture over. They kind of.
Last I recall, I was led here by the scent of coffee and someone who is attracted by the scent of coffee.
Don't know what coffee is. So they look at Moonwalker.
Well, I know what coffee is.
Oh, could you explain?
A wonderful drink made from beans steeped in hot water.
Oh, so it's a squishy drink, not for rock people.
Not with that attitude.
Wait a moment. What do rock people drink?
We drink from the metal, drop by drop.
What's that like?
Certainly not a.
That's be whiskey then?
Probably not. Don't know. Very
Metal
shiny. Slides along the wall. You drink maybe
Mercury.
this much. Could be. Makes us think more.
Well, that's excellent.
Sounds
While
very
you're thinking,
interesting.
could you please provide the antecedent for the tunnels to which you referred earlier? You said her tunnels, yet you have not said who her refers to.
The monster friend.
Is she a monster and your friend, or a friend to monsters?
A friend to monsters. She understands.
Can you take us to her?
Excellent question. Do they know how to find her?
And are you considering yourself to be monsters, or what would you consider to be a monster?
She named us monsters, so we're
okay.
monsters.
Oh no, they're definitely monsters.
Yeah. Let's go. That'd be a no. She lives somewhere comfy.
Well, if you don't mind, we will continue to seek her out since she probably invited us. You don't mind, do you?
She's the one who helps make the monster storm nights.
Your storm nights as well.
No, she makes monster storm nights. Well,
how do you make a storm night?
I'm not sure these individuals will know. I think we should press on and try and locate this she.
I think so. I think those of us who encountered those who encountered the demons that looked like storm knights will probably have some idea what this might be referring to.
Yeah.
Let's investigate further, shall we? Sura also sort of implied that he was in a hurry and there might be some sort of race going on.
I even don't know a race for what is going on.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But he seems to think he wants to get down there in a big hurry.
I don't know what we're racing for. I don't know where we're racing to. I don't know what's at stake. I don't know anything about it.
So you're in a perfect position, is what you're saying. So
yeah, exactly.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. So
why don't we press on in the direction they came from?
All right. So you're going to wander down, and as you wander down, a little while later, an electric light comes on, and you see crude wires running on incandescent bulb. It's like there have been some work down here. But
does it look Does it look old, like an old mining shaft or something?
Wow. So I need Burned to make a reality roll, and if he doesn't get it, then everybody has to make a reality roll.
Okay.
He's the only one who's got the first option.
First option to fail. Yep. I'll do my best. 10.
Yeah, not quite. So everybody else make a reality roll.
Someone did well. 2 people do well, maybe.
Yeah, 17. Hopefully, some level.
Yeah.
Of
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Basically, you need a 12, so you're fine.
There we go. 13.
So yeah. So looks like the two of you see. You're pretty sure the effect is similar to the staircase you encountered. This is recent stage dressing. It's modeling something. It's like copying something. But this stuff has probably been here 6 minutes. It's like the text just threw the stuff on the wall, switched it on just before you got to the scene. In effect.
I mean, I would share that information in whatever Eilish explanation made the most sense to me.
Yeah.
It's like conjured this. I don't. It wasn't here before. It's
right.
new.
Okay.
It's like the stairs that weren't there until they were.
Right.
Well, I'm glad you cleared all that up.
Well, nothing is there until it is. That makes sense.
This place is strangely malleable, I think.
Yes. This is about as stable as fog.
We've got a case of fickle reality at our hands.
And it really is changing. And you guys wander for quite some time, and the lights go out, and you go maybe 20, 30 meters, and another set of lights will come on. And occasionally there are railings to help you down the steep parts. So it's like they're building a trail as you go until you begin to hear sounds from about 50 meters ahead and an illuminated cavern. And there's enough floodlights and stuff that they can't see you, but you can clearly see them. And it is clearly a shock trooper dig.
Oh, our old friends are here again.
Well, we should probably approach a little more stealthily now. They're not known for their sense of humor.
Yes.
You mean we shouldn't shoot them first and then ask for the trucks?
I like that.
We should be even more careful than that, because whatever summoned the demon we fought a short while ago was also underground, and I don't think it's these people.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Where
Many different.
have we determined that? Do we know where we are?
You've been wandering north, mostly north, but you're probably a good mile and a half outside of town by now, maybe more.
But Core Earth, or because we've seen Core Earth forever, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, you feel this is it's mixed. Core Earth would be one of them, but it's mixed.
Okay.
Mara, Mr. Wendelthorpe, does where we are now, the scene we can see ahead, does this correspond with where the forces of Mobius were doing digging before, or is this some new location? I'm kind of asking you to figuring tracking survival and also the archaeology side of it.
We've been at their camp before, so maybe we could figure it out.
Mara's looking baffled because she wasn't with you when you went to archaeological dig.
Right.
And I believe Timothy was there at the archaeological dig, and
Yes.
He received the stone tablets there.
Yep. So this is Moonwalker's not the best for estimating distance. the cyber priest, though. So you'd say it's at least an extension. It's not where their base was. It is possible they've been just excavating and exploring the caverns from their base and have wandered closer to town from their base. But you're outside of town. You're not where the base was. You're reasonably close to where Undertown was.
So but we didn't know exactly. We didn't know exactly where Undertown was. We only had encounter with a voice.
Right. So, but you're in that sort of same radius. So you'd be, they're somewhere in the area, and hopefully not under the thumb of shock troopers. But there's a group, busily digging ahead.
Are they making? I mean, if they're busily digging ahead, are they making a reasonable amount of noise?
Oh yeah.
Does it look like you could sneak up on them and sort of listen in to what's going on?
Oh, you'll have no problems. You'll be able to get to the edge of the dig. Going farther into the dig will be a problem because then you're in the illuminated area. But getting to the edge of the dig, you don't even need a stealth roll because they are working hard. They are making noise, and they're pretty sure they're the only one in here.
Last time they were strangely friendly towards us, and this time we've got an emphasis.
Yeah,
we could be diplomatic.
Could be. All right,
we can see what they're doing both sides before deciding to be diplomatic or not.
Last time we tried diplomacy after we shot some of the shock troopers, but that's normal for them to be shot at.
So as you get closer to the camp, you see that they're excavating about a 6-meter statue made out of bronze or something. You'd guess featureless elf. And there are probably 60 shock troopers in the dig. Doesn't look like there's anybody of particular importance. You've got a couple of the shock trooper leaders, but that's about it. So the doctor isn't here. The weird scientists aren't here. Just these schlebs doing the dig.
And roughly how many can we see?
40.
We are significantly outnumbered.
We certainly are.
I don't know about you. I do not happen to know Fireball, and I did not bring any portable ones. Those pineapple fireballs that all of you hand out in Core Earth. So we go around them.
I've got one of those pineapple fireballs.
Yes, the one that you have to pull that pin on before you throw it.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't have any of those.
If we can discern information without the immediate resorting to disruptor grenades, then perhaps we can do that. This statue is a 60-foot bronze statue of
6 meters, so it's about 20 feet.
20 feet,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's a featureless elf.
Yeah, I mean, the facial structure's right, but it's like an Oscar statue, very generic. You couldn't say it's any particular elf. It's representing elf kind or something.
It really rather does beg the question, Mara. What on earth is that doing here?
Does this look like anything that Mara has ever seen or heard of, or does she have any idea what this is?
Do you have Scholar? Make a mind roll.
Could I drop a willpower on that?
You could.
That'll get me to a 12.
Okay. So it is a step in the process of forgetting the count. When you walk away from the count, his features seem to go away, and you sort of see this silhouette version of him in your mind before you forget what he looks like entirely. So it's almost like a representation of the forgetting of the count's features.
Well, that's very strange. It reminds me of something that's very hard to place. In the Elven Enclave, there's a Count Elliot Sphere. He is, well, the problem is he's under a curse, so nobody can ever remember anything about him. Unless you're actually standing there talking to him. I think he was some commander of the Army of Light. Really hard to remember, though. He's under a curse. The moment you walk away from him, you can't remember the thing. Vaguely reminds me of that.
Yeah, that's what it brings to mind. And you see
since the underground there was malleable, we may have been led here to either learn something or to pass some sort of test. Maybe both.
It's possible. It seems that, from the information you have, this place has almost subconscious intent, but probably isn't guiding you in any real way. It's like it's not fully formed. You're getting bits and pieces of whatever it's trying to do. So you're not sure it's completely directed at you.
Okay.
But it's entirely possible that intent has something to do with you arriving at the cavern, yes. But you don't think you're directed. You don't think it's that coherent.
So one of the peculiar things was the overcommander of the last Nile shock trooper patrol that we encountered actually gave Mr. Wendelthorpe the tablets. So I'm wondering if we could bluff our way up to this lot.
We also have a certificate of search that says that something about us being allowed to pass by Pharaoh Mobius with a semi-official seal on it.
You do. You have plenty to try to bluff your way through a bunch of shock troopers.
I'm sure if we wave the official paperwork at them.
Or if the Relic Raider goes and talks to the Overcommander about tablet findings or something, So I'm sure there's plenty of ways to... Go ahead.
We might be able to get a closer look at this Alpha, see if there's anything there, and find the other exit and try to get our way through.
Okay. The exit is pretty clear because they have turned it into a graded slope that they can get a half track down, because apparently they're going to try to move this thing out. So
shall we move as a group towards the elf and look like we own the place?
Since you're from the Null Empire, I've got a connection card I could trade you. Maybe it would help.
The Relic Runner, actually from Core Earth.
Oh, okay.
But hey, let's be bold.
All right.
I'll kind of straighten up and walk like I own the place.
Everyone make a persuasion roll. The best applies. You're just walking in confidently.
Only. And a disaster. Persuasion. I got 1 point in persuasion. Yay. I've got a 6.
Wow. So 1.
-1.
Yeah. Well,
I'm happy to throw a possibility onto this, I think, because this has got to be easier.
Yeah, I was going to ask if someone wants to... I do have a drama card we can throw out there, or an action card.
I would happily trade a drama card. I got a second chance.
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay.
I'll give it to the father here. Or I'll put it on the ground.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
Let's do that. Last roll. Okay, that's 19.
So it's like, not does the Overcommander turn and notice you, but most of the workers stop digging and salute. Just standing up straight, completely drop work, and one of the overcommanders saunters over and says, "So, what's the doctor want now?"
Well, we're passing through. We're just using your exit. Carry on about your work. How is the dig going? Have you recovered it yet?
Well, you can see we're about 2/3 done, but every time we uncover it, it seems to sink a little farther into the dirt. We're trying to frame the dig. Doesn't seem to much matter. It just keeps sinking. Feels like we're going to be here a while. If you want to, you can borrow the half track. That'll get you to camp faster. I mean, it's a bit of a hike.
Your loyalty is commendable. Well done.
Right. Do you need a driver?
No, I can drive.
All right.
There's the faintest of twitches from our Father Charlotte. Yes, excellent. No, we have a driver.
Good. So he pulls out a ring of keys and pops off 2, tosses them in the air to the Realm Runner. Says, "Have fun. It's got a little problem in second gear. Stay out of that. You're fine."
So taking a closer look at the statue, now you
said sure.
It's sinking. Is it feel like solid ground or?
Well, as you go down, they're digging out of rock.
Okay.
It's probably really slow. But you can see it, they dig some out and then you'll see it shudder a little bit and it'll sink down maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. So it's going to take them 4 or 5 times as long to get this thing out as it normally would. It does seem to be resisting their efforts to dig it out. And you've got Scholar out the wazoo.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll.
I've got science.
How about a not wazoo 6? Not going to do anything or too much. You know what? Let's be saucy, and I'm going to use that second chance that I got.
All right.
11's better.
That is better. And you have this, you're fairly certain, while hand manufactured to sort of be in the style of Eilish statuary, this thing is a product of a Rorsch. It's probably a focus of some kind of curse.
Interesting. I will slide up to our elven friend and say, Mara, you said something about a curse.
Yes.
I think this statue may be the focus of said curse.
What do you mean by focus? Mara doesn't really know.
Look at it. It looks like it's Rorschach in nature. You can kind of feel the little aura going off of it, can't you? See, it's not perfect. It's not Eilish at all. You see this bit and this bit, this bit, this bit. Looks like it, rather than an Eilish maker, this was someone who had learned about elves somewhere else and kind of copied it.
Do I know anything about how curses work in a Rorsch? Like what?
In a Rorsch? No, how curses work in Isle. And so there are some that have talismans to maintain the curse. This could be like a really gargantuan talisman. So that would mean its duration could be considerable. So this could be the source of a curse.
So would destroying it destroy the curse or break the curse in some way?
You have to do it like on, in the presence of the forces of light, like on sanctified ground or something, you can't just chop it up. Because, but yes, if you took this and, went back to like the ancestor trees, or if Moonwalker had a grove that was sacred to Lanala, or if the cyber priest could somehow jack into, the outside portions of the godnet, some sort of divine power helping you in the destruction of this statue would probably break whatever curse it's being generated by it.
Right.
Is there a way to bring sanctified ground to it instead of bringing it to sanctified ground?
I'm open to suggestions.
Sprinkle it in holy water?
It's more ritualistic than that.
Yeah.
Look over at Moonwalker. I would suspect that this is not the right sort of temple for my faith. I'm not entirely sure it is for yours either.
I am wondering if we can perhaps make this sacred ground in the same way that suddenly the lights appeared, suddenly the staircase appeared.
So you would like to try to use faith or reality to try to shove this into a sacred cavern of Lanala?
Or to shove the cavern onto this place.
Okay, that is quite hard. That's an 18, but if you set it up, you're not rushed. They still are perfectly convinced you are here on official business, and they let you crawl all over the dig.
Fantastic. Faith is higher, so I'll roll that if it's my choice.
Right. Yep, it is your choice.
Here we go. 20.
Nice.
Oh, wow. So it's like you start getting moss on the walls, and then somehow
That's great.
strands of ivy start crawling down it. You see little bits of light glowing from rocks down into what were previously dry ground that are now pools. You actually get a couple of small fish in the pools, and things are going just swimmingly. And then you hear a voice. Why are you building this here? This is bad ground.
Am I the only one hearing this voice?
Yeah.
I wish to reverse that. And my friends wish to destroy, and I kind of motion over my shoulder to the statue. That.
So you see the Adinos doing his chant in the circle, and then starts gesturing towards the statue. That's new. You haven't seen him do that before.
All seems legit, though.
So, did she ask you to do this?
Lanala? Or who's she?
Monster friend. She's been helping me.
Monster friend. I look around. Is any of those trolls, the rock folk, around?
Nope, just a bunch of really tired shock troopers in the Sisyphean task of digging out a statue that keeps sinking.
No, Monster Friend did not ask for this because I have not yet met Monster Friend.
Oh,
who am I speaking with?
Me.
My name is Moonwalker.
Oh.
How may I call you?
Monster Friend calls me Monster Maker.
Monster Maker, do you know anything about this effigy? Again, pointing to the statue.
Monster Maker did not make that monster. It's been here.
You consider this a monster?
Isn't it? I mean, It feels like a monster. It hasn't been made a friend. Monster friend hasn't seen this monster.
When monster friend makes friends with a monster, what happens?
It's no longer feels like a monster. It feels like a friend.
What do you think would happen if monster friend made a friend with this monster?
I'll give it a roll. Metaphysics with an artifact of limited experience.
It's going to be greater and it's a new experience, or it's going to be terrible and it's a new experience. I'm for it either way. Coming from a kind of callous standpoint.
Could you use a connection right now? Maybe you know one of the monsters.
D20 roll.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Repeat the question.
Oh, of course. What do you suppose will happen if monster friend made a friend with this monster?
A bigger monster would be very mad.
Mm.
He's very low in the monster hierarchy.
I think I understand.
Good.
Would you like?
Do you still want to make this place?
Let me ask you this.
Oh, sure.
I don't want to get monster friend in trouble.
Monster friend won't get in trouble. Monster friend never gets in trouble.
And you help me.
I could finish this for you if you don't mind thinking about it.
I don't mind at all.
Very good. All right. So it's like you go from this really slow motion process to just blink and it's done. By the statue, there is now a fountain that looks all the world like an Eilish fountain.
Oh.
And you can sense that it's a source of light. So
That'll do.
Mark senses a source of light. And the shock troopers finally decide this is not normal. This is not what's supposed to be going on. So they back up. A few of them get their schmeisers out. And the overcommander, what are you doing? What's going on?
Go ahead.
I will say, it looks like there's a dangerous reality flux about to happen. I suggest you evacuate immediately.
All right. So just give me a persuasion roll. You've got a +4, sir.
Okay. So that's 13.
That's good enough to get the shock troopers flowing out quickly, and the overcommander is basically trying to get them to go out orderly because they're pretty much routing. This is a script they've seen before, and it never ends up well for the shock troopers. So
Ever.
So they flee. Yeah, they leave their digs behind. They leave everything behind. So you've got a small encampment you can just peruse, and you've got a fountain of light filling an area that feels like Lanala. And maybe there's other spiritual good here. Again, it's like a mix, a melange. And Monster Maker goes, I think that's right. Is that right?
That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
By this point, have we noticed that Moonwalker appears to be having a conversation with something?
Oh yeah, and also you notice it's an abrupt shift. There's no way his ritual alone did that final shift. He's not going to conjure, Eilish fountains. So there's clearly something going on. Yes.
I'm going to look around. Where are my friends? Who's closest?
They're wherever they want to be. So they're as close to you as they want to be.
We won't be very
I'm a
far.
distance away because I've been dealing with the
Because I'd be near the statue and go, oh, hey.
I tell everyone I have been conversing with Monster Maker, who is a comrade of Monster Friend, who knows that this place was bad. And I have not asked for their help in directly influencing, and I motion this effigy, and I motion the statue, because that would piss off a very large monster. And if what Timothy is saying is true, I suspect that's the Gaunt Man. Or one of the terrors from that place.
Oh, I've got to go. Somebody's found me. Got to disappear. Bye.
Okay, bye. So suddenly Moonwalker's like, oh, bye.
Did you also feel that you were talking to a god?
Moonwalker probably doesn't think it's a god, because everything you've heard about Lanala, the passions, and but it's not a god.
Monster Maker did not speak in the way Lanala makes herself known.
Bernd and Chilton, I have a funny feeling that this strange flux that is going on here may be a little bit more in your respective wheelhouses.
Do you know Eric the Viking? The movie? Oh, yeah. I forgot you're not from Scores.
Well, no, I am originally, but I didn't have much time for frivolous light entertainment.
It's been about... there have been... in the movie, there were those gods that actually were children, childlike gods. And this sounds a lot like them. Like someone with a lot of might, but a childlike behavior.
Frames of reference from what you've relayed, Moonwalker, do seem a little simplistic.
Maybe, but sounded like that.
So what is all this in front of us now? Gesturing at the fountain.
Monster Maker wanted to help and sped up the process.
So
I think this place will work now to remove the curse.
So are you going to improvise a ritual? What is it? How do you plan to leverage this wondrous, sanctified place of light you've got?
The question is like, we're going to really make someone up higher on the food chain mad? Do we want to continue to make them mad?
Well, I think the decision lies with Mara. It's her patron.
A patron is not exactly the right word, but I think if we can break the curse, that would be a good thing. I don't know how.
Well, then I would like to do this and throw out an idea card.
Dun, dun, dun. So tell me what problem are you trying to solve with your idea card?
Trying to destroy or remove the curse from this statue.
Given the nature of this place and how malleable things to do, maybe something simple as a bless turned up to 11 could do it. You could invent a ritual of smelting this thing down into something else. Almost, as long as you are drawing on the powers of light or the powers of Lanala or some source of good to destroy this statue, odds are you are going to eventually destroy the curse.
Since the fountain has appeared right next to the statue, I just try the most obvious thing. I try to take some water from the fountain and rinse the statue with it.
Okay. So as you're rinsing it, you can see that it becomes sort of scaly as opposed to smooth, like it's got a slightly acidic effect on the statue, but it's not going to destroy the statue.
Oh, over time.
Over time, sure. If you soak it in the fountain, it'll eventually flake off.
As part of the ritual, we could use that water.
Does Timothy share
maybe
the
you?
idea?
Yeah. So maybe we can get Moonwalker, who's a disciple of Anala, to bless this place. Maybe Simon or Father Chardin could also use his holy influence.
I have a feeling that the conjunction of both spiritual powers will be disruptive to a tertiary spiritual power. From what you're saying, seems to be worth a try. After all, we are looking over at Moonwalker. We are somewhat both allies against the Cyber Church, so that gives us some common ground.
You know, the children of Kuzbei have taught me a phrase that I think applies here. YOLO. Which translates into you only live once. I'm not sure how. So
that's an interesting concept.
So it looks like our plan is to both cast Bless and hope that the overlapping spiritual disruption, plus we've got the power of light. I mean, it's, playing with.
Well, if you mean the Bless Miracle, I don't know it. I can, but things seem to be working on an ad hoc basis down here, so we can wing it. So you will be doing, shockingly, 4 parts to your ritual, so it will correspond to a skill challenge. So just come up with 4 parts of what you could be doing. You could have a benediction from one father. You could have a chant from Moonwalker. You could have, some sort of archery discipline from an elf. You could have some, apportation magic or something from a mage. Just string together 4 pieces of stuff you're trying to do. Let me know the order, and we can get this started.
If we're trying to summon up enough energy to defeat this thing, then maybe we do something conjuration to open a gateway to bring in the positive energy that we need. It needs to be faith based, but we also need to know where to put it. So maybe conjuration, evidence analysis, faith.
Reality to tie it back to Isle instead of Aurora.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that only should finish with Mara, I think. Seems appropriate.
So you're going to do conjuration, evidence analysis, reality and faith?
Faith and reality, I think.
Faith and reality? Okay. So who's doing what? So conjuration, I presume, is our mage.
I think I can do that at 14.
All right. So we will do that. Just as.
Can I suggest maybe just a twist on that? Is that because Moonwalker kind of came up with the power in the first place? If we do faith from Moonwalker, then faith from Chardin, and finish with Mara. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right. Uh-oh.
Card 40.
We've got a setback. He's over.
Yeah. And at the same time, you hear howling. A couple of figures are up from the tunnel you came down.
Of course.
Well, of course. You wouldn't want it to be that simple. And these things look, Mara would call them whites. You might think of sort of zombie vampire things. There are 2 of them. And they are really fast. They sort of deceptively, they take 1 step, And then in the middle of the second step, they'll suddenly appear 4 meters to the other side. You're pretty sure they've crossed that intervening space, but there's like they're changing velocity, almost instantaneously. They're super fast. All right, so they're going to go first. And so one will attack Moonwalker because it just leaps, snarls. They do not smell good. They smell quite bad.
Mm.
I believe I missed. Let's see.
With a 15?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was looking at the cyber piece above. So what's your
would be 10. So that would be a good success unless I take active defense. But yeah, actually I will take active defense this turn.
Okay. So it's just a regular hit. What's your toughness?
Yeah, it is. My toughness is 11.
Okay, so you get the big 2 shock. And it's almost like those claws. They have hollow tips. They're trying to inject you with something.
Oh, nice.
And the second one jumps. The cyber priest snarls. It gibbers something. You're pretty sure it's a language, but the syllables are all garbled up. So
I'm going to take an active defense this round.
Go ahead.
Seems like the sensible thing to do. Okay, there we go.
Oh.
19.
Well, there you go.
+6.
So
the two of you get a bonus card. Draw it from the deck.
Fantastic.
So what do the other heroes want to do?
I trick one of them.
Go for it.
I take,
wow.
I take
Sorry, the card I drew is a broken image.
Oh.
Huh. Well, I haven't changed the deck. That's unfortunate. Just toss it and draw another one.
There we go.
So you're looking for a 13 on their trick.
Yeah. I take a twig and throw it behind one of them. Here, fetch the twig.
All right.
My trick is 9. So let's see what I get. 12.
Yeah, that doesn't succeed. You need a 13 to trick them.
Although I'll try possibility for that.
All right.
I want that card. I've got bad cards. 18.
Well, you have tricked him.
Yeah.
Do you want to make him very vulnerable, or do you want to make him?
No, very vulnerable is a good idea.
Yeah, are you making the one on Moonwalker vulnerable or the one on Cyber Priest?
Moonwalker can defend himself. I'll take his one on the Cyber Priest.
All right. So
Moonwalker's a fighter.
So I take it our mage is going to do their conjuration for the DSR.
What?
Who's going
you wanted to do?
It's you can't make progress because you've got a critical problem this round.
Yep.
That's right. Okay.
I thought you could.
I thought you still could do the
step. Yeah.
The step.
You can. Go ahead.
If you fail it, then the critical problem happens.
Right.
So what would happen if we didn't even try? Like if we don't go for it, don't we get that too? But did you say you wanted to change the ritual and have it be faith instead of conjuration?
No, conjuration, faith, reality.
Conjuration, faith. Oh, we got rid of evidence analysis. Okay. Then I will go for the conjuration.
Here we go. You're looking for a 12.
All right. Well, I guess I will spend one of these 3 possibilities I have.
All right.
Since a 4 is just not going to be sufficient. So, all right. Well, good success.
There we go.
Nice. Okay.
And
so you're pretty sure that as you are conjuring, something else is conjuring, because that sense of magic is just starting to fill the room.
Okay.
Next.
The white wolf will try and intimidate or growl at the other one, the one that was on Moonwalker.
All right. Well, I'm clicking. It might do something someday. I heard it. Yeah. Okay. Well, nah.
No.
Is the wolf wounded?
No,
The wolf is not. He's not wounded. It has another negative modifier, something going on here.
Got it.
So that'll go away next round. Then you look. All right. Next.
Okay. The one that was on, which one was very vulnerable?
The one that's on the Cyber Priest.
The Cyber Priest. Okay. I will pull both my Glocks and walk up to that one and fire with a short burst. Fire both weapons here.
Here you go.
I'll have
his dodge is a 14.
This will be effective +6 with the burst. Ooh. That's a bad roll. I'm going to use a possibility here.
Actually, hold on. Do you was it 14 that you needed?
It is a. Sorry, his dodge was a what?
14.
Okay.
14.
I can play my supporter. Basically, as I see you walk up, I will try and dodge around, get just into a slightly better position for you, and play the supporter, which gives you +3, which gives you a 14.
Yeah, that'll be a standard hit, which would do 13 damage to it. Want to see if it does anything, or do you want to go for higher?
Yeah, it's just you're cool.
I'm going to use the possibility.
Cool.
That's better. Still standard now. If we put the supporter on top of that, that gets up to at least a good.
There we go.
All right. And I really don't want to spend my big possibility soaking damage, so I'll just take that wound. Some shock. When you hit it, you fire it, it jerks a little bit from the impact of the rounds. Also, there's a tiny bit of blood spray goes past it, lands in the fountain, and just goes like a big flash of light.
Oh, we could spray it with fountain water.
Uh-huh.
Well, you have to get the water into its blood, but that'll be very effective. Yes, just so as you know.
Does anybody have a syringe?
Am I? Mara hasn't gone yet. Is she reasonably near the fountain?
Yep.
Can I try and maneuver one of them? And while I'm doing said maneuver, dip a bunch of my arrow tips in the water of the fountain?
You can. If you want a multi-action, you can also maneuver and then fire at that poor buddy.
All right, let's try that.
All right.
So I'll roll the lower of the two then, I guess. Roll maneuver, and then missile weapons will be a bit higher.
Right. Sounds good.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Do I want to try doing anything with that? What's its maneuver value? What am I trying to hit?
its maneuver value. If I could slide up here. It's 10.
Okay, I will spend a possibility then.
All right. Are you firing at the one on the Cyber Priest or the one on Moonwalker?
I'll fire at the one near the Cyber Priest, the one that's vulnerable.
Okay. Oh, it's in trouble.
No, I don't think it is. That was not a good roll. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do it. And the missile weapons will only be an 11, so no.
Got anything, any card or anything people can play to nudge it up by 1?
Don't think so. I don't have cards in my pool yet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So close. All right. So no, that does not happen.
I think that's everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought one person hadn't gone yet. All right. And I get to make my awesome conjuration roll for this dude. Just general. Yeah, fine. So these things look at each other, and it looks like they're going to change tactics next round. You're not sure how. Oh, and they're going to be fatigued. Cool. You guys go first. How convenient, because they're still vulnerable.
Are they in melee with folks? I thought they were.
They're in melee with Moonwalker and with the Cyber Priest.
Okay. And the two of you are not going to be moving away from them, will you?
We'll see what happens. I can go first because I'll cast Ward Enemy, which is a smart thing. I'm guessing supernatural evil, if that's okay with people, and that might enable me to break off. Okay. Father Chardin will, take a small step back, hold out the crucifix. The angel of the Lord encampeth about them that fear him and delivereth them, and will attempt a ward enemy.
Go, go, go.
And I am going to spend a possibility on that.
So unskilled in what enemy?
Oh, it's not tied to faith. Right.
Oh.
No, it's not. That had to have been better.
No, that makes a difference there.
Oh.
Weird. It's faith. That's really bizarre. Okay. The Cyber Priest does not have faith on his character sheet. So that should be 3
That's
higher. That
strange.
should be is strange, hence the unskilled. So that should be 3 higher.
Oh, probably when it got reloaded. Okay.
Yeah.
It's there. It's just not displayed. You can go and reset it. I don't know why it does that. It doesn't maintain the stuff from the previous session.
Yeah. So that's 3. So that would be a 12, which is success. I'll take that. Okay.
Right.
So that's everyone's got +1 to their defenses. Who's
convenient?
Kind of yeah.
So who's going next?
I think I'm gonna try another trick. There's still one uncrypt.
Okay.
Look behind you, the gold man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad trick. No, it doesn't work.
But there's a whisper in the Realm Runner's ear. Just a low seat. Okay. Next.
What's the target number for their melee or unarmed defense, whatever they're using?
Okay. They're attacking unarmed. And I believe it's unarmed defense is a 15. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then let's try do you know what? I have one of my perks means unarmed combat attacks are favored. I can use my tail. All right, so then I'll attack unarmed because I think it's the same damage. And then we'll see if I need to throw anything on it. Yeah, I'm rerolling that. Yep. No. All right, yeah, I'm going to put a possibility on that. Last roll is 4. Much better.
Wow.
That is a 19 to hit then.
And that's a good result. Because oh no, you're not attacking the vulnerable one, right? You're just attacking.
Oh, no, just the one in front of me, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's a normal result.
Okay, so that will be, I'm trying to think if there's anything I have. But that'll be 11 damage.
Okay. So I'll take a couple shock. Next.
If Severin has moved away from the one that was right on top of him, I will try to shoot it again.
Okay.
I will withdraw because I was in melee, but I've got the crucifix out, so I'll take the being vulnerable, but I'll withdraw. Gives you a shot.
All right.
I'll do the same just because I've learned that not everybody likes to go for the throat, and we'll respect everybody's combat preferences.
All right. And you just step away. So you're firing at the one that's very vulnerable?
Yeah, the one that was attacking the cyber priest. And again, arrows dipped in water from the fountain if possible.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's easy.
That's a 12. Her dodge is a 15.
Your dodge is a 14.
Do I want to do something like that? Yeah, let's spend a possibility on this again. Try and actually hit them. Okay, 19.
There you go. So which is a good hit. So you get a bonus die, and they're very vulnerable. So you're going to get 1 or 2. You're going to get 3 bonus dice.
Okay.
21 damage.
Yeah. It you hit it, it whirls towards you, and you see this sort of violet ichor sort of comes out of the tips of its fingers, and it's trying to gather like some glob of it as it stares at you, and then it just like glows from the center of its chest, and it falls over. So it is.
I'd like to shoot the other one if no one minds, since it is not engaged.
It is dead.
Was the other one vulnerable?
Nope.
No. Well, I'd like to shoot at it with some lightning anyhow, if no one objects.
Would you like me to try to trick it first before you make it vulnerable for you?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to just reach in my pack and throw some sort of let's see. I'll just throw my mobile phone at it. Try to get it to duck out of the way.
All right.
Little trick there. Oof. Apparently I've disconnected from my phone, or my phone's disconnected from me. One of the two.
You're
sorry. No. I'm core. That's fine.
Okay.
I was making a my phone's off the hook joke. Was very
You're disconnected. Well, I'll shoot it anyway. 15 should hopefully hit.
It does.
So, assuming that is a standard hit, it will only be 16 AP4 from lightning.
Well, AP helps. Okay,
Just.
so I will spend a possibility because my buddy's gone, so I'm the last one. So I'll spend a possibility to.
You have to share them anymore.
Yeah. I fail. I am a high achieving monster. So you see, it does the same thing. It gets a sort of ichor and it tries to apply it to the wound, and it just dissolves before it hits the wound, and it flinches over like so it is hurt. It is hurt.
I will know.
Okay. All right. Wow, what do I do? Well, we'll go for Moonwalker has irritated us. Let us hit the Moonwalker. Oops, but I'm at -2. I do not believe I hit because of your defense. Aren't you a 13 to hit now?
No, only an 8 because I'm vulnerable from withdrawing.
Right. Sorry. So I do hit you. Ew.
So, do you need an opponent face?
That would be great. But it didn't do any bonus damage, so it could be fine.
Yeah, what's your toughness?
11.
Yeah, so it does 2 shock to you.
Okay,
we're good.
That's not worth an opponent face.
But thank you.
Oh, of course.
Okay. And I might as well jump in there and give it a shot. I've got +4. So the white wolf charges and bites one of the legs. Just got a distracted enemy.
He's the most fearsome of fighters we've got.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so basically, it gets off balance when it attacks Moonwalker, and the wolf sees an opportunity, just bolts in and uses the momentum of the Yangshi against it, goes counter to the way it's falling, grabs one leg, it keeps going, the Yangshi doesn't, the leg comes with the wolf, it's dead. So you took care of that. It's done.
The mighty wolf.
Well done.
That was I think, well, it's only a 10, but it's got a bonus because it's got ambush on it. So we go to the next round. Third round.
Come on, B. B.
You've got a B. You've got a B.
Nice.
So who's doing the B?
I think that was me. So that'll be a faith roll.
It would be.
What's the difficulty?
12.
Come on, dice. No. I have a second chance card.
That's good.
Here we go.
I think someone has a second chance. You got a second chance now, right?
I do. Yeah, I don't even have to trade it.
Awesome.
We're good. Let's try that again. 16. Take it.
Yeah. So you are explain to me how you are summoning Lanala to do what are you asking for here?
So I'm going to try to get vines and other foliage to grow up from the ground, surround the statue, and try to. Well, if we have to destroy do we have to destroy the statue, or are we just going to cleanse it? So we're going to destroy it. I'm going to do like vines that are going to start putting the pinch on it. If we're just trying to cleanse it, then I can come up with another metaphor.
I believe the original plan was try to destroy it with good stuff to break it and stop the curse.
It is
fantastic
to you, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we will have. Well, yeah, we're gonna have.
Hold for a moment because I have lots of right now. Just a moment.
So you're using the vines.
Yes.
So they go, the ivy that goes from the wall thickens to the thickness of rope and starts swirling around the statue. Go. Oh, we're running out of time though. Okay. ABD, and this is the fourth card. This is your.
Well, I will do the thing of making an attempt anyway.
All right.
To gain the
You can
card.
get a card, yeah.
So Severin starts a litany in Latin. I mean, despite his disagreements with the Cyber Pope, his reality does not much care for curses and such witchcraft. So he's going to start kind of headed down that track. I should make a faith roll. No modifier. Okay, not a success, but not a failure. So no card, but there we go.
All right. So are you going to try to force? Are you going to try to force? You've got one more card to go.
Right. In that case, no, I'll spend the possibility.
Yeah.
That will take me down to one possibility, but definitely worth it. Okay. So. No, there's no point. There's no point because I still can't make the step this round.
Okay. You can do that desperate attempt, which you can decide you're trying to do all the remaining ones. So you'll wait till next round to do that.
I think we should wait till next round to do that because we're going to be hit by the extra harsh rule of two of us trying to do it because it needs to be Mara to finish it off. So that's even more penalties. So I'm going to.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it has to be. If anyone else has it, the last one we said was reality, so could be someone else if need be.
All right. So you go for the last one.
Let's see what the count is.
You see the brow.
No.
Well, it's good because it's true, but it is both steps. That's the other way of looking at it.
Okay, yeah. If you look at it that
dramatic, but what the dramatic line is we're confused, so we can't use cards after that card. So we probably want to get rid of it.
Are we on a dramatic scene or a standard scene?
You're in a standard scene, so
standard.
That means you'll be stymied.
We'll be stymied, which is even more penalties. So either way, it's not good.
Cease initiative, Frank. I think you're right.
Yeah, but take this initiative.
All right, so you're going to try to. Are you going to draw a new card, or are you going
to new card?
All right, here we go.
We need C.
It would be nice to get C.
Andy.
It would be nice, but
oh
no,
neither. So you just got to play for that. You have to play for that disastrous end. Here we go.
So what does that make the difficulty? We had 2 steps left. So what is it? A 16 and 18?
So it's 12, 14, 16. Yep.
16. And do we get hit with the extra -2 because 2 of us need to do it?
Yeah, that's right. So it's 18. Yikes.
Yeah. All right. So who is Severin will kind of look over in alarm. Is there some external sort of manifestation of we're running out of time, this isn't going to work?
Because there's something else that's applying magic to this statue. So it's going to finish whatever it's doing at the end of this round. And if you haven't done it, it will do it.
Here's a question. Reality surge. I don't know if this would help. I don't know if this would help at all, but would that make this any easier? If what Mara is trying to do is tie this statue back to Isle rather than Auroche, would playing Reality Surge and bringing Isle into a mixed zone here help to make this easier at all?
I can't imagine, but I can see if you are saying it's surging within you, so there's a possibility of things going wrong if you flub the roll, then I'll say yes, you can apply that for a bonus.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, Severin will shout out, I don't think we've got much more time, and will complete his listening, trying to kind of play further on the slightly natural phenomena that have already been started, but in a slightly more biblical sense. Fire and hail, snow and vapor, stormy wind, fulfilling his word. And I shall make a faith roll, and it's an 18.
Yeah, 18. So you got...
Okay. Ooh, okay.
I can find your willpower.
Done. Have a coup de grace.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes.
Yeah.
And you see, is just getting, it's like a surge comes up from the fountain and splits out into hail and just starts pounding this thing, chipping it and cracking it as a result of the call from the priest. All right, Mara.
All right.
You get a +4. +4 for your surge.
Okay, that's a 16. Let me see if there's anything.
I've got an action card if you need it.
Yeah, do you want coup de grace?
Sure.
Excellent.
Okay, so you succeed. So basically, as the hail pelts the statue, it starts breaking little pock marks in this thing. The ivy goes and crawls into the crevices and starts to flake off more of the statue. And the process just sort of circles around till you just have this pitted sort of column of metal, and it falls over. And then the water from the fountain just flows over it. And there's just this flash and a hiss. And you're pretty sure it's just a piece of inert metal now. So congratulations on an improv ritual. Well done. So just delete your discarded cards. And you have succeeded. And I have a flurry, so I might as well see if I get a miracle roll. Dun, 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 dun. Nope. Oops. I don't. Yeah, no. Okay. I needed a 20 to start things out, or a 10. So I have, the counter conjuration fails. It has failed. The statue is inert and has been eliminated.
Think of all
Hasn't
that
anything
digging we're saving
changed?
the stormtroopers.
While you're celebrating, I have to go away for just a moment. Be back soon.
That's okay. We promise not to kill you while you're gone.
Much more generous than I.
So you just got this huge pitted, almost like a harpoon of metal at this point, lying on the ground. You have an unclaimed half track, and gosh. And apparently somebody really, really mad at you, but they couldn't reach you.
Let them be
Now,
mad.
If that curse has been lifted, and I don't know for sure if it has, but do I remember anything more about Count Elliot's Sphere? Since the whole point of the curse was that no one could remember anything about what was going on.
Yeah, you could. So do you have any magic? Do you have divination or anything? Then make a mind roll.
And no.
Yeah. But it just means the next time you meet him, you'll be able to remember what you see about him. Okay.
Oh, that's a good start.
It was a good start. So, further into the caverns, back out through the high school, take the half track out and, surprise the shock troopers with another visit.
Well,
What's on the Storm Night agenda?
Shall we press further on? We've done a good deed, but it's not our actual purpose here. I think we need to find what's at the center of all of this.
I think we do. We don't know yet what is causing all of this and what is, creating all of this. chaos in the town.
I'm going to call out. I'm going to say, hey, monster maker or monster friend.
All right, you may go ahead and make a faith roll.
Oh. 6. No.
6. So, yeah, something is talking, but you can't hear it. So, anybody else have any magic or psychic or any other sort of skill they could try? Otherwise, you could default back to reality. Give it a shot.
Since I've done well, actually, I'll kind of glance over at Chilton. Faith doesn't seem to be quite the thing here. Perhaps if you try magic, things that manipulate reality seem to have some efficacy.
Shot. I don't know that it'll work, but I'm assuming you're suggesting conjuration instead of science. I can't think of how we'd use science on this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, are we looking at a standard DN 10?
Yep.
All right, then I will give you this willpower to make that an 11.
All right.
And I'll move it over there.
And so you hear a little girl's voice. Something else is digging the tunnels now. You should probably leave before it finds you.
So apparently there's a child here, and she suggested that we go. There's something digging its way down here. I don't.
It's figured out how we make the tunnels, and it's making them.
I will share that verbatim.
Does that something have a yellow hat? Thinking Asura.
I can't see it. I can only sense where it is and feel. It's not good. It's not yet a friendly monster.
Never met one that was. It apparently
friendly. Most monsters are friendly.
Not where I'm from.
I'm disinclined to leave. I think we should press on and try and get to the epicenter, because if this is a remarkable power or force or whatever it is down here, and there are many factions vying for control up above. If we let somebody else get ahead of us, it was a race after all, I think it's to our disadvantage.
So you're trying to get to Monster Maker?
Yes.
You can basically, once you connect, she can connect to basically everybody, so you can all talk to her at this point. Once somebody makes the connection.
Yes, absolutely.
Won't he swallow you, even though he doesn't mean to?
I'm sure we can be very careful if we choose to.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can find the fastest path to him. I have to sense. And you see, like a pellet trailing dark smoke just fires out of the wall and starts winding its way up the passage where the half track is and sort of scoping out that passage. And she goes, okay, go back. And then when you start sloping down, when you get right to the bottom, think about sinking, and you should sink through the earth. But you have to hold your breath because you won't be able to breathe while you're going through the earth. So that'll be the fastest way.
How long can everybody hold their breath? I asked the group.
I think the outcome is quite binary, really.
How long would the trip in the earth be?
Well, I've done it. It's not super long.
How do
if
you
you
hold your
can-
breath? Does it take this long? Does it take this long? Does it take this long?
We'll probably
This
run out
long?
if we get an answer. Perhaps we should just, take our breath and go.
This long? This long? This long?
About that long, yeah.
That should be acceptable.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It'll be bad, but
It's scary,
remember-
but it's not that bad.
I just remembered that Dr. Fletcher said we asked us to look for the living metal under Coos Bay.
Huh. Well, he's kind of metally. Monster Maker.
Is Dr. Fletcher the monster maker you're speaking of?
Oh, no, it's the metal thing.
The metal thing is doing is making the monsters.
Well, it talks to me first.
I look in alarm at Bernd, knowing what's going on with his blood.
I have a suspicion. Why don't we
I'm
go
not
to
fast.
this location and hold
The
our
alarm
breath?
thing.
So you're heading back and looking for the dip and going to go sink.
Yep.
If everybody's on board with that,
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, really. Sinking through solid rock at an indeterminate speed for an indeterminate duration. This is the path to happiness.
Lanala rejoices. Let's go.
As we're heading down that way, I have a theory based on what other people have said. It strikes me that there's some considerable intelligence or source of power down here, but I think it's communicating with the child, as you say, Bert. And that the child is actually directing it.
what's the evidence for this?
Well, there is a monster maker, which clearly has some sort of reality bending powers. But this monster friend, who couches things in relatively simplistic terms, says it communicates with her first. Therefore, posit some power entity or force, yet somehow psychically using reality, communicating with the child. It's a working theory. Doesn't mean it's correct.
What is if it's correct, or
So I didn't.
So-
hear you.
what
Meanwhile,
consequences if your theory is correct? What's that?
Well, we're slightly more informed, perhaps. I mean, we know who we're talking to.
To whoever we're speaking to telepathically, I'll say, so once we go visit Monster Maker, how do we return?
Oh, that's a good question.
well, if he likes you, he makes these caverns. He used to be the only one, but now that other thing is, so he could just build you one back up to town. That's what he did for me.
So is she from the town originally? Are you from the town originally?
Yeah, I'm in my house.
What's your name?
Wendy.
Did we meet Wendy?
We did.
Oh,
she
you
was
did.
feeding. She was feeding the wolf potato chips when we first showed up. Her
Yeah.
mother is Dorothy Alcott, who is a little bit of a cyber church fanatic and very fond of Sister Evangeline.
Exactly.
Yeah, she doesn't like monsters. Sister Evangeline doesn't like monsters. None of them like monsters. They're all wrong. Monsters can be friendly. You just have to be nice to monsters.
So is
So
it
we've been
okay if-
building Storm Knight monsters, and we've been going and crushing those other other monster things that came from the coffee.
So you've been summoning the demons that look like storm knights.
They're not demons. They're monster storm knights. A storm knight made better by being a monster. Two perfect things.
Are we monsters?
No, you're just storm knights. But maybe someday you'll be monster storm knights, particularly if you talk to Monster Maker. Odds are good.
What makes a monster a monster?
Fangs? I don't know.
I don't want fangs.
Oh,
Why not?
maybe he could give you tentacles.
I think you know. I've bitten my teeth before. I think if I have fangs, it'd be much worse.
Oh, well,
That's why the thing we fought liked me.
Do you have tentacles or fangs?
No, I'm claws and a tail, and some human children have mistaken me for a monster.
you are the closest thing in appearance to a monster. Yes, you've decoded its preference algorithm. Yeah. So I've been building monsters with this thing, but other things, it's touched other things, and those other things are sometimes making things that aren't nice monsters.
Such as?
Well, I think you fought two of them.
Oh, those?
The were those Jiangxi from the coffee?
Yeah, but they were made by somebody who knew about them in Monster Maker. They weren't actually made from the coffee. It's like
were
what?
they in some way inspired by the coffee, by the Jiangxi virus?
Monster Maker isn't good getting its own ideas yet.
Mm-hmm.
It borrows them from other people. So like it borrowed Harumi from the Realm Runner and turned that into a monster storm knight.
So there's some sort of power down here. Mara will say aloud to the group. That
Two powers.
Yeah.
By the way, can you feel the liquid metal in my blood?
You're easy to track because you're kind of part of Monster Maker, but
Part of Monster Maker.
Well, it knows who you are and can borrow your ideas.
Cool. Can you do something against it?
Do something against Monster Maker? Why?
No,
it makes monsters.
Against the Monster Maker tracking metal in my blood.
Well, you touched it.
Of course.
So now it's part of you.
Okay.
It's part of Mr. Asura. It's part of Sister Evangeline. It's part of Dr. Fletcher. It's been collecting a lot of ideas.
It's some sort of parasite.
I'm trying to remember my science class.
I would happily launch into a long explanation. He's
like, commensal, intestinal tract, tapeworm. Okay, enough. I get it. No, it's not a parasite.
Oh.
Again, to the rest of the group, this thing can do some form of reality manipulation,
and it's getting harder to breathe in the cavern.
What?
Like the oxygen is slowly going away.
Have we done the take our breath and go down yet thing? Because perhaps.
No, I've been assuming you've been mostly talking and haven't been full speed. It's a little hard to do both. It's like a multi-action because it takes some effort to telepathically communicate with her.
I think we should break off and get to where we're going.
I think so.
Probably.
Really?
I think this cavern is disappearing.
That might be quite correct.
Yeah, you're beginning to get an idea. So there is going to be a reality shift. Since you're feeling the lack of oxygen, you're guessing that this cavern isn't going to be here a whole lot longer. Whatever is also tunneling is trying to obstruct your path. So you are going to race down the corridor.
Is it the corridor with the vehicle?
No, other one.
Oh,
I'll just have Monster Maker. Have Monster Maker just add all the lights. Turn off the lights on the bad trail and put the lights on the good trail. Just follow the light.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Ooh, I'll make them Christmas lights. So you're right in the corner. You go, bang! It shows a red, green tinsel stuff being wrapped around. She's like, "That's good. See you later."
This is the best kid.
Christmas music too.
Oh, the connection's gone. So you're sprinting. You go for quite a while. You're a little short of breath. You finally think, this must be the dip they're talking about because it's, sharp down, sharp up. So you stand there. Everybody gets to make a reality roll and hold their breath.
Go.
What could possibly go wrong? Hey!
24.
24.
I managed a positive number.
I'm
so we'll deal with the Cyber Priest first.
A number over 10.
Okay.
As you're sinking down, you're not just sinking. You now have sort of, it's like you've made a mental map of the local area, and so you had a 24. So that's like 60 meters around you is malleable. So you can just turn this thing into a slide for everybody. Just like a giant water slide heading down to the final cavern because you have control over the earth.
To be honest, if it's malleable, he's going to stick with his paradigm. So it will probably be a high-tech mine shaft cage, if that makes sense.
All right.
An elevator.
So yeah, like a mine elevator, but again, out of a strangely purplish iridescent.
So basically, it could be like on an electromagnetic cable, a hollow light cage. Yep. So now you've got this neon Technicolor thing zooming down into the earth, and the players would be like, so pose that, and you're guessing her estimate of how long you would have had to hold your breath is an underestimate because you're going easily 250 meters under this thing, and it breaks to a halt, and it's not terribly tall, but it is expanding up a little bit, and you see ahead an opening, and wow, yeah. Actually, Relic Raider, I need you to make a science or scholar roll, because this is a cryptid.
Let's see what I have in my hand here.
It's a shiny metal quadruped.
You know what? I'm going to burn a possibility because I think this is important here.
Have we changed scene yet since the fight?
Yes, you have now changed scene when you reach the new cavern.
So we can take new cards?
You may.
Okay.
I am going to drop romance for a possibility.
All right.
I drop connection for another card.
I'm going to drop martyr for a possibility.
All right.
Oh. You have to shuffle the cards first.
They're shuffled. At least it says it's on my end they've been shuffled.
I think we need to delete the discard cards.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to delete them, otherwise they don't go back to the deck.
There we go.
Right. And delete the connection, please.
That worked.
What?
That worked for me. After the cards got deleted and shuffled, I was able to draw.
Oh, but
Yeah.
there's a connection card still out.
Yeah. All right. All right. There you go.
So I do have a 12 after the result.
Okay.
I could give you. I could trade you an action card.
It's out of Mexican folklore. It's a chupacabra. Only it's about
chupacabra.
5 meters tall, metallic skeleton, and you can just the metal flows rather than it moving its limbs. So like when it takes a step, a little strand of metal goes forward and the leg reforms around it. And it does it fast enough that it looks like it's basically walking, but the metal is reforming.
Come in peace.
Well, hello.
Come in pieces.
And when it talks, it hurts your ears because it's like you're tearing lengthways along a saw. It's a rending metal sound. And it's like, I'm a monster maker. Welcome. What do you
Well, hello.
want?
We've heard a lot about you from your monster friend.
Monster friend is good. Some others, not so good. What
Some
monster
other-
do you want to make?
Before we get onto that, we are terribly curious about how you came to be here.
I started about 65 miles north, and then Gotak and some Storm Knights did something. I became more like this, and as I wandered south, I became more powerful. And when I stopped here, something changed. I don't know what it was. But then I met Monster Friend. She taught me a lot. My favorite are crayons.
Was Monster Friend a small girl that was speaking to us earlier?
Wendy,
Well,
I think so. Yeah.
You're all small. Define your terms.
Smaller, even more diminutive than we.
Yes. She's about half of Severin's size. Maybe a little more.
Interesting.
So you say that something changed. What were you before?
I was a guardian for something, and now I'm not. I can do more now. And Monster Maker is teaching me how.
What did the Gotak do?
As I said, I was a guardian before that, but the Gotak and the Storm Knights did something together that hadn't been done before. And after that, I could leave. I couldn't leave before that.
What about the thing you were guarding? What's happened to that?
The Storm Knights took it. Or took most of it, I should say.
Does that mean you were a successful guardian or less so?
I no longer needed to guard after what the Gotak and Storm Knights did. So my job was just done. I could wander down here. But here there was something odd. And I think it was around Monster Friend, but I don't know. There's still so much I have to learn. But I don't fit in their schools. So I have to have Monster Friend teach me. There's some others who want to teach me, but I don't like them. That's Sister Evangeline.
What does Sister Evangeline try to get you to do?
Oh, she's making a big monster. I didn't really want her to,
monster?
but it's sort of like, don't think about an elephant, don't think about an elephant, don't think about an elephant. And so that she actually pushed the idea. So yeah, I guess, well, because that beam of light's now coming out of their church. So I guess that starts something, and she wants the monster to be available for after that. So.
Do you know what she wants to
You're
do?
making
with
monsters
the
on
monster?
demand? Sorry. Go on, please.
Do you know what the monster she's creating is meant to do, or what it looks like?
I think it's meant to scare the town, which is why I didn't want to make it.
Are you making monster on demand?
I think about stuff and it happens. If you can get me to think about stuff, and sometimes I can't help looking into people's minds, then I tend to make that stuff.
And it's always,
I make all of Monster Friend stuff because I like her stuff. She has friendly monsters.
It's always coming out as monsters, or could you make something different?
Well, I've been making the caverns. And I've been making what did the Count say? I can make world laws.
You can make world laws.
Hold the phone.
Wait. Yeah.
What world laws did you make recently?
Oh, I haven't made that many recently. But I helped set up the Elven Enclave because they didn't have a good source of that type of law. And I worked with the Count and we built that. But he scares me.
Hmm?
He scares me.
I think this is what Monster Maker is what Asura wanted to find.
Oh, Mr. Asura, yeah, he touched me too. He's nicer, but his head is scary. He tries not to think scary thoughts when he's with me, but sometimes he can't help it. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like him, his thoughts.
You like Dr. Fletcher's thoughts?
They're funny. Guys in their underwear with guns.
Oh, from the Nile Empire, of course.
I think that summed up the Nile Empire right there.
Well, I can make it, but right now monsters are just the easiest thing for me. Probably because Monster Friend taught me a lot about monsters.
So if we were to, if we were to think of a ham sandwich, you'd be able to make a ham sandwich for us if you wanted to make it.
I don't know. Maybe. I haven't tried to make a ham sandwich.
Well, I was going to ask about a coffee mug.
Would you like to try?
I can make places, I know that, and I can make creatures, but I don't have. Monster Friend says I don't have fine motor control, whatever that is.
Explain what a motor is and how to attach it to like a dwarven carriage or cart or something.
So you get a sense of excitement when you're talking. It is, and at some point you realize you're both speaking and you are telepathically connected to this thing. And for once in your life, you're able to do a full info dump. And there is not a single bit lost. It's
oh my gosh, I love the creature.
Taking absolutely everything you say. And seems to just be enthralled.
Earlier, where I could have dropped it right now. That would have been perfect. Perfect.
So, somewhat to the others, I would say what's what?
Could it be a
place
transformed
or-
computer?
No. What I was going to say is, this is a tremendously powerful thing, and what, of course, it does is it tempts our foes and those lacking in a moral center to do evil with it. We should not do the same. What is the thing that the town needs the most? Which is partly
Coffee.
to the group, but also partly to the ref.
Coffee,
Yeah,
of
we've
course.
been in the town a while. What's the thing that they really, really kind of need?
They need a stable source of electricity, and they need more food. Particularly since they've added the refugees, they're just not keeping up. So, a sustainable source of food would be really cool.
Or do you grow food on Core Earth? I ask Timothy and Bernd.
On farms?
Well, yes, we need farmland, places.
And livestock. If Monster Maker could make monster pigs that are docile,
If
Or
you
just
could,
pigs.
if you could make,
yeah, it could make
if you
pigs.
could make pigs that grow on trees, yeah, it's easier
Again,
to pick them. It's easier to grow them.
I feel that perhaps we should avoid embellishments.
Come visit
I could-
Coons Bay, where they have the famous pigs and trees.
Again, Bernd, your enthusiasm is commendable, but may result in catastrophe.
Could you make a field of grain or of wheat, for instance? If you can make places.
If you can teach me enough about wheat, sure.
I
Why
will.
not grow bread instead?
I could grow bread, probably.
Again, I think that if we introduce something, realize your preponderance for manipulating reality, Bernd, leads you down a particular path, but we should almost perhaps aim for something mundane. Moonwalker, Chilton, Timothy, I mean, Mara, between us, surely we can describe something that will resolve the food problem.
Since it can create living things, livestock, chickens, pigs, anything like that. Grain might be a little more complex for it right now, but we can certainly maybe teach a little about it. Or is there someone in the town that is a farmer and can go, this is what wheat is? Or even another, scientist that's, but who do we trust to do that?
Therein lies the problem.
And
So
there is still the problem of whether it's edible or not. We don't really know what this creates, do we?
Well,
We should give them the idea of processed food, because there's no problem with it being edible or not. Most of the processed food I know is clearly not edible.
Well, Monster Maker, you helped me create the grove that was sacred to Lanala, didn't you? That was you I was talking to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you had all the ideas in there, except the fountain came from Mara.
Is there anywhere in this cavern where we can grow a fruit tree real quick?
And so space clears out in the cavern.
I'm going to imagine a fruit tree from Talk to Care and see what we get.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, wait, but that's living. I can, it'll take me a while. But
is it because if you need something from Core Earth, I'm sure one of my friends can imagine a fruit tree from there.
Yeah, coconut palm.
Okay. Yes, that'd probably be a little easier here. So
Endless.
who's imagining what from Core Earth?
Coconut palm. You can make a lot of things with coconut, and it's very healthy.
All right. So you're thinking about coconut?
Yep.
All right, sir. Do you have scholar? Do you have science?
Science. I've got science. Yes, of course.
Make a sign. How good a coconut tree are you thinking of?
411.
Okay. So that'll take him about 30 minutes, and he can put together a tree because he's not put one of these things together before. If you wait long enough, it is tiring to be in contact with him that long, because it's kind of like taking final exam, and except that you're going through questions about 4 times as fast as you would like. It's like.
By the way, do you know what a computer is?
Monster Friend used to have one.
Can you access computers?
Can I accept them? What do you mean?
Can you use computers? Maybe through your friends. Look into the mind of a computer.
I don't think so. I basically have to have things touch me, and they have to be alive, as far as I can tell. Or at least thinking. I mean, the Count isn't exactly alive.
What do you think about the Count? Do you like him?
Nope.
Sort of hurts it between the lines here.
So you get a coconut tree. The bark is wrong. The leaves are pretty close. Coconuts, split one open. All right, that's passable. You know, it wouldn't kill you. It doesn't have, flavor of coconut, but it probably has oil, it has sugar, it has nutrients. It would be a functional tree.
It wouldn't kill you. That's something that's
a high bar to go for. Well, it's an 11, right? 10 is average, so
Severin brings up a very good point, is that whoever we bring here from town to speak with Monster Maker.
Oh, I can't stay here because I have to keep moving.
Oh.
It sounds like Monster Maker would be able to contact other people.
Yeah. Well,
he's talking to Wendy.
Burnt has touched me, so I can talk to anybody who's touched me.
Oh, and I kind of point a claw at Barrett. I'm like, that's what's going on with your blood.
Yep, obviously.
So if you all want to touch me, then I can talk to all. Plus, I could use your ideas. I'd learn.
What's your purpose in the end? You learn
making coconuts.
And then what are you going to do?
Well, Monster Friend says I'm a monster maker, so I think that's what I am.
Have you ever thought about being something else?
You could teach him to make the perfect cup of tea. That will take a time.
Nope. I'm happy being monster maker. I mean, other stuff happens sometimes, but I don't understand it.
But you're not only a monster maker, you can also make other things like coconut.
Yep. And
so
at this point...
So you're not a monster maker by definition. You're a monster maker by accident.
And at this point, a chunk of the ceiling collapses.
Oops.
Monster maker slides out of the way. He goes, no, I choose. I think it's getting close again. So I'm gonna have to leave soon. Do you need to go anywhere before I leave? Because it's time for me to find a new place.
Yeah.
We should go up to the surface again. What are you running away from?
Whatever Count Elliottsweir talks to. It's even worse than he is.
Before you go, I am happy to remain in contact with you, and I will offer my hand out to it.
So it takes one of his claws and reshapes it as a hand. And says, I know this one. I am very pleased to meet you, sir.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Gives you the thumbs up.
Okay. But
anyone else want to shake? What?
sorry, my intent there is again to, touch it so that it can remain in communication with me.
Right.
later.
Yeah. Once it sort of automatically happens when you touch this thing.
Right.
It connects with you. Not a lot of choice. Anyone else want to shake? I also know the tail bump. The Gotak taught me that one.
How do I feel from a catacalist point of view? Because this is kind of stretching my definition of dead things.
You're pretty sure you would count this as a live thing. You'd say it's it's a spirit animal or something in your world.
Great. I'm going to tail bump.
All right. So it gets up there and it's pretty enthusiastic about it too. So there's the definite. You guys clap. It gives us a happy ululating, then ends in a hiss. That's how we do it. So anyone else touching the okay.
Since no one's doing anything, I'll give him a high five.
All right. So he sort of looks at you.
Maybe another time, but I don't know if you want to know what's in my head.
Well, it's more when you think I hear. It's not like I can go in really. And when you talk to me, I can get your ideas then. But if you don't want to, that's fine. So basically we have 3 people who've touched and 3 people who are not.
Yeah, I did not.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I have not.
Excellent. So
We need to have for this experiment.
That's right. Have to have A group and B group.
Yeah.
So we'll have.
I want Nala to experience this.
He will make. He'll make a path back up to the high school grounds, and he says, "Okay, this will stay open probably for an hour. Then I'll have it close back up." But I really got to go.
Okay, thank you. It was
please go.
Lovely to make your acquaintance. And thank you for all your help.
And the coconut.
He gallops out, just like at top speed.
Hi.
And you see one of those little smoke pellets fly into the room, sort of hesitate around the 6 of you, and then fly out and after the monster maker. Heading back up to the high school, doing something else?
Gathering the coconuts first.
All right. Yay, coconuts.
Because we have time, and that's some food.
That's true. It is, and it'd also be proof of some of your story, should you ever want to tell anybody about this.
Mm-hmm.
And we came back with these. So
we should probably regroup for a minute and think about our next step.
Yes, and that tunnel is not going to stay open for very long, so we probably should head up onto solid ground to do it. I would be very interested to know, if we regroup up on the surface, I would be very interested to know, for instance, this encounter with Storm Knights and a Gotak that this thing spoke of. If we can get in touch with the Delphi Council ships offshore, they may have records of that sort of thing.
Yes,
we may be able to get some verification of what's been going on.
So you could go back. You could go back to Sheriff Ocampo and make contact. So you get above ground, come out by where the high school is. It's getting dusk, and there is a huge beam of light just shooting straight up in the air from near the center of town.
Is it like a god beam, or is it some kind of laser?
It's like the church lasers they use to, beam into the godnet.
That is going to bring down something on us or on the town.
The classical technique is to create some threat that only the cyber church can save the town from.
It would be terribly unfortunate if we were to save the town instead.
I have some ideas of monsters it could make for the godnet.
Well, no, that's the cyber privacy plan. We should not be using their tactics. But the other thing that did concern me is this creature's reference to, looking over at Mara, Count Elliot's in that it seems to be pursuing it.
Yes, it's something that he was in contact with, which makes me worry that whatever he's in contact with or whatever he was touched by is something from Aurora, some power from Aurora, because, well, between the mention that he isn't exactly alive and whatever he's talking to is chasing it and the feeling we got from that statue, I have a feeling that whatever is pursuing it or trying to take control of it is going to be a very big problem in the near future. The power that this has in the wrong hands is obviously a very significant threat.
We still have two definite courses of action then, gesturing at the beam and also out in the general direction of the Elven Enclave.
Yeah, we haven't been to the Enclave yet. Maybe there's a lead.
Shall we see what that beam of light is at least doing now that it's appeared? I have a worrying feeling that if
something's going to appear.
Something's going to show up.
Maybe against us. I've got computers. I've got subperpetual reality. That's presumably, as you say, a connection to the GodNet from here, which is kind of remarkable in and of itself.
If it isn't, it's a remarkable fake. It looks exactly like that, and because it has those sort of gleaming pulses that go up it, and you've gotten to this point, you can almost read them as sort of prayer headers. As if it were an email header. You can see that. Okay, I kind of know what that one's about. You've just seen it a lot.
Well, they need to get their power from somewhere.
The other thing was we might be able to talk to Sister Evangeline and find out what threats she's afraid of, and maybe we'll know what's going to be coming.
Yes, I don't imagine she'd be terribly forthcoming given the snipers last time.
They've tried to kill this group at least twice, I think.
Yeah. She's one group with whom you've not improved your reputation.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this will be more like an olive branch.
I have no interest in making peace with Sister Evangeline.
Just a thought.
And she's been hired by the Marines.
I believe one of your mission briefs was to
rebuild their church.
Yeah, and
deal with the cyber
kill
church.
And to kill me. It's not her. It wasn't her original idea to kill us, but she was hired by the Marines, as far as I understood it.
Yeah, but that contract has been
revoked.
So off to the Elven Enclave, off to the shiny light in the sky.
I'm kind of going. I think Mara is correct that one is. Do you think that threat pointing at the light may be more imminent than Count Elliot's threat?
I don't know, but that's my feeling. Whatever we did down in that cavern with the curse, I'm hoping may at least delay things.
Yes.
I got the sense that when that beam of light appeared, the monster maker was expecting something to appear imminently. I could be wrong, but that was the feeling I got.
Yes.
And I reach out to Monster Maker and ask that very question.
He goes, "Shh, I'm hiding."
Okay. So to the light.
To you soon.
We should approach cautiously. The moment they spot us, we'll be engaged. So,
if I remember correctly, Monster Maker said that Evangeline or someone from the Cyber Papacy wanted to make contact with Monster Maker in order to make some sort of creature to defend the town. Is that right?
To frighten the town.
To frighten the town. Thank you.
Town.
And I don't think it was a direct contact. It was just an idea that was floating around in her head.
She kept making it think about.
And Wendy knew about it because of her mom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oddly, the threats that the cyber church preaches about, which Severin can vouch for, they often appear just in the.
It's almost like they are prescient in some way, or in fact, just creating the monsters.
Yeah, and so you head into the town. Everybody gets to make a find roll.
Would an alertness card be handy?
Why, yes, that would just do it. You would have to make any roll.
Oh, I have one too. Here we go.
I like cards.
Right.
Cards are fun.
Yeah. So
use them or lose them.
You can spot this thing on the rooftops going from building to building. Vaguely shaped like an Adianos, but maybe 9-10 feet tall, and given the usual cyber papacy treatment of flaming appendages. So it's like they are branding Adianos as demons. And you see this thing leaping from rooftop to rooftop. And it hasn't hit anybody in town. It's about a quarter mile away from the cathedral. And you're about 100 meters from it. So you'll be able to intercept it at the current speed it's going. Is this the plan?
Yes, I think so, yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And since if you play both alertness cards, I will say one lets you spot the monster and follow it easily. The other one lets you set up like an ambush for it in a way so you know how to position yourself so that you get surprise on the first round.
Fantastic. Here's the second one.
There we go. All right. Cool.
Does this look like a real Adinos that's been cybernetically enhanced, or is this a...
It's if you took a hellfire and brimstone speech and said that, the devil looked like an Adianos, people in the congregation would imagine this thing. It's not cybernetic at all. It's got no cyber gear on it. Wouldn't want to conflate those issues.
I'm not sure we should fight with it.
Okay.
I am sure. As we're heading in that direction.
I think we should destroy it, and if the town sees us destroy it rather than the cyber church, that can only be a good thing.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
We don't look like that.
I'm not so sure that it's evil.
You said ambush it as in start with card and pool ambush it?
Yep. Yes.
Start card and pool ambush. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So
you got.
If we have to ambush it, we ambush it with a coup de grace.
And unfortunately, it gets a flurry. You guys go first because it is a dramatic scene.
How far away is the creature?
Once you set up the ambush, you tell me what the distance is when you engage. Because you have the choice of ground.
Well, as long as it's 100 meters, I'd like to blast it with a spell if folks don't mind.
Yep.
If you hit it at 100 meters, it'll disappear behind the building.
No. Anything less than that.
Okay.
I'm assuming where probably some other people are going to want to be within 5, 10, 15, that sort of thing.
20 would be great for Mara. Something within 20 for bow range.
I'm getting in its face. I don't know about you.
Well, let's go for 20, possibly with some cover to start with. And if we can stretch this to getting it before it's going to put civilians in danger, that would be an added bonus. But we've got a bunch of ranged people, so 20 sounds good.
So how does a 12 compare to its strength?
Its strength is 12.
All right, so I will then concentrate and use the quantum entanglement I will make myself stymied so that it can now be stymied and vulnerable for the duration of my concentration. And it has to roll willpower spirit to move with the sound cloud. assuming it hears them all.
All right.
But I will basically I'm stymied the rest of this fight, this encounter, probably.
Okay.
But it seems like a nice little debuff for it.
If it can't
does.
move, that's going to do an awful lot to keep the town safe.
It can. It just has to roll willpower spirit to do so, according to SoundCloud. So.
Yeah. In other words, it has to multi-action, one of which actions is allowing it to move, essentially.
That's really good.
Okay.
That's
will.
practically a -2.
Spell does let it do the willpower as a free action.
Oh, okay.
I could try to go a little higher if you guys would like, because then there's a chance it doesn't do miracles. You know what? Screw it. I'll go for it.
Go for it.
I saw one person's face like, huh. Damn it. 16. Now I'm one off. That's that.
Okay. So next.
I'm going to cast Strike on Mara's bow.
Ooh. Okay.
Let's go.
And after that, I'll get us some defense.
That is a +3 to Mara's damage.
Thank you.
Wow. All right.
I'm gonna,
20.
if it's okay, I'm gonna multi-action. I just want to check with the rest of the group. Are we attacking from? I mean, a spell's just gone off, and Mara's about to shoot with a bow. So I'm figuring, we're pretty much revealed at this point. Yeah.
I'd assume so.
Okay, cool. I shall take it from there. In which case, I will, Severin will clutch the crucifix, and the slightly neon light glows around it. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. But I'm going to shout that out really loud. I'm going to multi-action. I want to do an intimidate and cast bless at the same time.
Okay.
So,
and since you are casting in the presence of this creature, you get a +2 bonus to all cyber miracles for some odd reason.
Really?
Okay. So I'll add that 2 on at the end.
Yeah.
So
not that it's a setup or anything.
Not at all.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's not put a modifier on yet, and it's skilled. So, terrible roll. Spend a possibility. Because not screwing up would be good at this point.
Let's roll for bonus.
Yes, if you click on attributes, it's a good way of doing a multi-action.
I gotcha.
So, okay, there we go. +13. So that's worked out well. That's an outstanding success on the bless.
Wow.
So everyone's got sorry, not best. I meant ward enemy. My apologies. So that's +2. Any failed attack by the enemy will cause it to be stymied. And the intimidate is sorry. The intimidate is 25.
Okay, so very vulnerable.
Very vulnerable. This might be a bit of a stretch in terms of the player's cool aspect of it. I would like it. I don't know if I can make it appear a little bit more like a hologram. I think that's probably pushing it a bit too far. If you see what I mean, kind of reveal its cyberpeople nature.
Oh, that'd be an illusion because it's not. It's organic stuff. Yeah.
in that case, let's make it very vulnerable. As from the player core perspective, if between that and the sound cloud, basically Severin's voice echoes and is distorted through the sound cloud, so it's considerable. It's not sure where its enemy is.
Okay, so it is being surround sounded with a.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. So it's like spinning around trying to find out where its threat is. Okay, next.
I shall shoot it.
Yeah, this very vulnerable, currently static thing. Yeah, so that gives you a +6 to hit.
Well, I rolled a 1, so no.
Would you like to trade the second chance I have? So you can reroll that?
Sure. Have a drama.
There you go.
All right. Second chance, we will try that again. So you said that was a plus what on it at this point?
6.
Okay.
To hit.
Okay.
That's better.
That's better. So 27.
This may be a really short fight. Okay. All right. So going against its missile, so 27. Oh, that's one off. No, you got it. You got outstanding. So you're 2 bonus dice up, +3. +3.
Okay. So this does not include the +3 at the minute. We'll have to add it afterwards.
That's fine.
Okay, so 19 damage.
+3 is 22. Yikes. Do you have any armor? Do you have any armor piercing?
I don't think so. Let me double check.
Okay.
I don't think so. Not that I have written down.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to spend. I don't really want to be falling over before I can act, but my odds aren't super great. I just miss, so nothing. Yep, you do 2 wounds to me.
And then I will follow that up with a shot from both pistols.
Here you go.
Albeit medium range. That takes out the short burst bonus. Is it a larger size, so I get a bonus there?
No, it's not large. It's not large enough to be a large size. I just made it larger, just I wanted to say it's not.
Just checking. So we're just even there.
Well, you do have. It's very vulnerable, so you do get a +4.
Oh, that puts it to a 9, which I don't think it's going to hit its dodge anyway.
It's not.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to shoot it too.
I think we're good there.
There you go.
I'm going to try cold shot to the head. It's very vulnerable. It should work.
It is very vulnerable. Here you go.
And to enhance it, it doesn't have any. How much is my modifier? It's got +4 and it's -4, so it's or is it -6? It's dead even. Yeah.
Yeah.
And spend a possibility on it.
All right.
Because that's the way it's running the whole day. Last roll was a 15, and I try. Here comes the 9mm Glock. The 9mm Glock news.
Well, okay. That's 18.
And the coup de grace on it.
So I guess you're getting 2 dice.
2 dice plus
2
4
dice.
+4 on the damage, and the with the coup de grace 2 dice.
Yeah, because you just missed. 19 was what you got, and that was enough for the 2. You've got 1.
Okay, so I've got 2 dice and a +4. So the luck is 13, 2 dice, and we just have to manage the +4 in our heads. That's
wow.
That's the 33.
All right, I'll spend another. I'll spend just because I'd like to go once. I really would. Cool. It's my kind of day. So, for its action, since it's got a flurry, it flops on the ground and lets its tail do it. Flop, flop. That's its flurry, and it's dead. It's completely gone. So the townspeople don't even see it, which means Severin gets the peculiar joy as you sort of saunter into town of all the church police are going through their security theater. Watch the rooftops! Watch the rooftops! There's something incoming! And Sister Evangeline's out there directing, traffic, and you just kind of walk up.
Can we bring the corpse with us?
You could.
Can we drag it in?
Yeah. I think we should do that.
Can we plant some cyber papacy tech on it and then drag it into town?
I am prepared to, because this is a big coup we could do here. I'm prepared to lose the cyber deck in order to dress up this corpse so that it looks like a cyber papacy thing.
You need a computer roll to disassemble this thing and attach it in a way that looks convincing, and I'll give it a DN12.
Okay. I think that's worth doing.
Decorate, to cosplay your corpse.
Indeed. And I might need, we'll see how we do because I'm low on possibilities, but let's give it a go. Ooh, okay. We're not starting from a good place.
I'd like to take this hero card from me and just put anything else in front.
You're out of combat, so you can just swap cards all you want.
Yeah, I have one right here.
Okay. Okay. There you go. So let's.
I could also give you an action.
Okay. So
that'd be a
Maelstrom,
14.
coup de grace, or that'll do it. Maelstrom, coup de grace, or opponent fails.
Then I'll take the Maelstrom because it's the least offensive to take.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah,
okay, so yeah.
Describe how you are decorating your monster, because you've got full control over what it looks like at this. I can do it if you want, but I think
no. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, so the circuitry from the cyber deck gets wrapped around the beast's claws. The vid screen and optical sensor from the cybertech are basically somewhat added to its eye socket and featuring a very obvious, like a massive big lens, somewhat overblown, shall we say?
Okay.
Like that, and what else? What else would we have? Yeah, and some of the metallic shards from the remnants of the cyberdeck casing are kind of added in as a set of horrible spurs on the tail, like an armadillo's tail. Again, a bit Grand Guignol and overblown.
All right, there we go. So, how are you arranging this parade? I mean, who's dragging what? Who's saying what? Because you can make your grand entrance, because they're doing their security theater. They have no idea you're out there. The town isn't really illuminated, and you've got this big bright spotlight illuminating them, essentially. So you can appear out of stage left and say what?
Well, I've got a smartphone. I could play some music. The Triumph March from Nabucco, for instance.
All right.
Well, I think we should also should mention that we saw it coming from the church.
Yes. This cybernetic
point of that. The cybernetic creature came from the cyber church.
No, let's get 2 for 1 here. This poor Edinos cruelly experimented on by the cyber church.
That's great.
All right. All right.
That's our
They
plan.
drove him mad.
So +5. So you're going to get so it's a +3. Then, so who's going to make the persuasion roll? You're going to get +3 for a combined effort. You're going to get +4 for the setup for +7. And you've dealt with a threat that they've already hyped up. So let's just call it +8. +8 to your persuasion to make your grand entrance.
I've got a 9 in persuasion. Anybody else?
6.
I think it's all you.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's kind of. I guess that's opposite. Behold this cruel experimentation by the cyber church. Their false prophets have led you astray, etc., etc. And so that's +8, you say.
So I'm assuming what happens is, Burnt kicks the music up to full volume. So people are kind of wondering, like, what's the music? And they say, turn that way. You guys are emerging out of the darkness, dragging this thing, procession being led by Severin, who's just going full voice. Like, and you've got all, church cops are like pointing up the buildings and just kind of giving side eye to the monster being dragged down on the ground. And then townspeople are like, oh, all right.
And that's a 25.
Oh my God.
How many possibilities do you have? Because
Oh my God.
I didn't.
Give us
That's just a
everything.
roll. That's just a roll.
25.
oh yeah,
25.
Well, I'm
So
saying
at this
is
point, a
I've
possibility
got.
is probably only going to add 1 or 2, right?
Well, see, I have a hero
In that
card on
range.
too. As
I have
we
a
can see
drama
if we get
card.
to that glory.
And I've got one possibility left.
Okay.
I've got one
Gotta
Got a
possibility.
good fishing.
All
And
right.
I can transfer you some possibilities with like a transfer card if you are getting low.
Yeah,
Shall we go for it?
Go
Well,
for it.
you've got
It
one
would
card
be-
to trade, so
It is the perfect scene for it. So,
Yeah. The opponent fails is still out there, actually.
I-
So, um,
okay. Oh yeah, we've got a hero and a drama.
Yeah, I have a drama.
Yeah.
Around, so.
yeah. So here's my 2 cards. There's a coup de grace and an
From
opponent
hand.
fails. Sorry, Frank. What was that?
I said we're not in combat draws. We can play from our hands.
right.
True, but I still only have 2 cards to play.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
He still has to trade.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do them in order. Let's do the hero card. So that's a possibility. Okay, we're on 35. And then let's do the drama card.
No.
I think we've got it.
And then the
I'll spend
possibility gets it.
Hey, still got suspended possibility. Yay, that's it.
And that's my last possibility.
84.
84. Oh my goodness.
Oh! So, we'll rewind it to the start. Bird kicks on the music, and somehow just you get that little step in reality, which indicates it's being changed. It's like he's got a freaking orchestra in his hand. It is just reverberating all over. The entire town just swivels and looks. And you've got, the poor cyber church police are still kind of pretending that they're looking at the thing. You're dragging in. There's a sonorous tones of the cyber priest just boom, 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 boom. And everything he says, like the gaze of the people exactly match his description of things. And they're just putting it all together in their head exactly as you're describing it, with the benefit. They believe that they're assimilating the evidence, right? They are accepting this as proof. Partly, unfortunately, because the cyber church prepped them to accept proof. You're just substituting the proof they're accepting. And and there's this huge eruption of applause and cheers. And they come rushing forward. And you're like, Sister Evangeline, just like, And this church police are like looking at her for stuff. And they're just mobbing you guys.
If nobody else says something to Sister Evangeline, I say, "You're welcome. We did this just for you."
Oh, you have to make a persuasion roll because she does have a bunch of church police, and she's already irritated with you. Let's just go ahead and roll that. Well, there we go. Okay. Oh man.
Since
So
she
you
is
see,
my special friend,
Yeah, she don't like you already.
she tried to kill me once.
well, she can't she can't just have you assassinated in the middle of an adoring crowd. But yeah, you see she's like talking into, to her sub-vocal microphone, just pressing stuff down. Something's being set up and she's just looking right at you. And she says, those who walked in the path of God shall be truly blessed. I earnestly pray the day your blessings arrive.
Thank you for your blessings.
That's like some Minnesota nice right there.
Gracious, madam.
Yeah. So you've got a spontaneous festival that breaks out. There may be a food shortage, but even so, the centerpiece are these coconuts. They don't know where they came from. Obviously, it's a blessing.
This is the ideal opportunity to capitalize on the thing that we were doing already, which is both Moonwalker and Severin can actually use this festival both to preach their kind of counter-faiths to cyber papacy. We might as well double down. We've got a very receptive audience. Plus, look, the miracle of the coconuts.
That's right. So, yeah. I'm just imagining, 6 years. Why is there a husk on the shrine?
And we can apply a glory card, so we can have possibility and another card.
And a card.
Yes, refill, because that effectively resets the scene. You start over here. It completely diverts the plot from point A to way over here.
And we're on hand size of 5 now.
5.
You are. Just up to 5. Wow. Okay. So
huge one.
14.
That was a great idea.
14, 15.
We're over here. Delete these.
So you have.
I can swap one. Can I swap one card? After I refilled my hand, can I swap one card?
You cannot pull one card. Oh, maybe cards need to be deleted again.
Oh no, I think it's
no. After I refilled my hands, I refreshed my hand.
Okay, cool.
I have one card I want to throw away and get another one.
Oh, then just toss it out and draw another one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Maelstrom.
So I really can't do anything with my Maelstrom card.
Want to keep a Maelstrom? Sure.
And Mara, you see your wolf has gathered its little crowd, including a small blonde girl who, again, is experimenting with what sort of food you shouldn't feed a wolf yet makes it happy.
Good.
And you're certain that that's Monster Friend. They're just now because you're connected, she's connected, so she sort of shows up on that intuitive radar, like that's her. That's definitely her. And everything is going great when the tablets the Relic Raider has just starts glowing, because they might as well at this point, because the glow result has been triggered.
Oh, that's weird.
So you're sitting there with like fruit juice, Doritos, and a little sliver of coconut, and your things start going. So would you like to make a scholar roll?
I would like to.
Because you've achieved a glory result.
Oh, how's that?
Anybody else got a glory? 39.
Does anyone have glory in their hand? Because we can pull it off again.
Not anymore.
Okay.
But still, 21 is like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. First things first. This obviously has to be one of those created things, because it makes no sense from an historical point of view, because it is a current day reference written in cuneiform, dates itself back to the time of Hammurabi, but then explains as it drifts through history. You end up around here at Coos Bay with this entire thing that's been moving from the heavens throughout the worlds. And basically you find out as you're decoding, it has to be talking about a cosm source, not a darkness device, but a cosm source. Something else that can build and sustain cosms but isn't inherently evil, like a darkness device. And you're pretty sure that's what Monster Maker is, because they start describing how things were set up at the shrines around Portland. And the living metal is the key element that seems to go through the entire thread of the story. So it seems like there were two of these things, one of which ended up in Scandinavia, one of which ended up here. The one that ended up in Scandinavia was fully formed. This one is basically a child waiting to be imprinted and taught. So it's looking for its instructor on how to build worlds. You're not sure what qualifies you to be an instructor, but it apparently has decided everybody. Just pick everybody. So make a reality roll with a +6. Yeah, reality roll with a +6.
+6.
Yeah.
Oof.
Has anybody got a second chance?
Yeah. So you had a theory and you just saw it in the chalkboard in your mind, and the chalk just sort of gets swiped and erased. You're like, it'll come back later.
Someone walked up and said, "Would you like more coconut?"
That's right.
What?
Yeah. But also, you've assembled these tablets in order, and once you do that, they start to fuse. So now you've taken all these shards and fragments, and they're now two sort of iPad-sized tablets put together in order, and your annotations on the side. So you've completely translated these things. It's the story of the origin of a cosm source from Babylonian times, and a story of how it came here to the Pacific Northwest, didn't quite mature, something went wrong, and now it's meandered down to Coos Bay. It's the thing that's pushing out the living land line. It is generating essentially a counter pressure that's pushed back the living land, and it's responsible for all the hodgepodge of realities that are experimenting with what you put together. So there you go.
Fantastic.
And so we have one other tiny subplot to deal with. So yeah, you get a moment with Tamara Shannon Moran there, Burnt. Who's finally, she's decided that you're not the complete, she's still a little standoffish because people just die every time you show up.
Yeah, things happened that were not so romantic.
Yeah,
but
and so she says, "Well, if you want something stronger than fruit juice, we can go back to the compound. I don't think my mom's got anybody watching the stills."
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, so why don't you
I've brought some coconut.
Did you bring a lime to put in it?
I know how to make some very good cocktails with coconut juice.
All right, we'll buy that. Burnt has the ability to make coconut juice. So, are you just going to tell the group you're heading out, or just disappear?
I'll just disappear. That's a chance I can't waste by lingering around.
All right. So we'll let that slide out there. And then, so you're having, so anybody else you want to make political points with, because the entire town is here, since you've got them, they're suggestible.
I think we should tell Sheriff Ocampo what's actually going on.
I think we should, and then we're going to have to talk to Ambassador Ishwana and work out what we need to do about Elliot Sphere.
All right.
This thing seems suggestible, too suggestible.
So you find Sheriff Ocampo, and just as you start talking to him, the cherry on top arrives in the form of the airdrop of coffee from the Delphi Council you guys had ordered a while back. So it's just, people are just riotously happy at this point. So you've got So you can get Sheriff Ocampo to a slightly quieter place. Yeah. You guys have been busy.
That's not the half of it.
Okay, you've been twice as busy.
Quite a lot to explain. Look at the others. How do we untangle this particular mess? What thread should we pull on first?
I'm not here.
Perhaps, Timothy, if you start with the story you've decoded from the tablets?
Yeah, I will pull out the tablets and say, okay, this is what I decoded from this.
And so you describe it to him? He goes, okay. Cosm source. So that's like a darkness device that isn't dark. Huh.
Yeah.
And it was located in Portland for some reason. And then walked down here as they are wont to do.
Something
like
happened.
Swallows to Capistrano, Cosm sources drift to Coos Bay. Okay, got it.
And it's trying to figure things out. It's reading everybody's minds, getting ideas of how to create reality.
I'm going to need more than one donut for this. Excuse me.
Would you like a coconut? Because this is created one of these.
So he's like, okay. So eventually explain to him that, yeah, this is some reality bending living thing living underneath Coos Bay, and is trying to learn how to build realities. And that's apparently the thing that's affecting all the realities around you. So can we teach it? But it's how does it know who to talk to? Does it talk to everybody?
Yes, it does.
Well, and that's probably part of the danger.
Okay. So are the demons we've seen being created by it?
Yes. Okay, question of the group. Do we want to mention Wendy? No. Okay. Yeah.
Unanimous
yes,
head nod. Nope.
Yes, but it was trying to help.
Okay.
It wanted to help the town.
So it's got a lot to learn, you're saying.
And it might be learning from some of the wrong people at the moment.
All right. All right, I'll get this message back to the Delphi Council about the previous GoTac and Storm Knight interaction. See if I can't get them to, expedite an answer.
If it helps, let them know that they're on the run from something.
Okay.
And if it's scared of making contact with something, that cannot be good.
Okay. All right. I will. Yeah, I'll tag it with the right code word so that at least they think it's like, an eternity shard. That's the highest code I've got, but that usually gets them to respond. I assume this has to be the equivalent.
I would say it's a great deal more powerful than one. Yes.
Multiple
eternity shards. I've only got the code book. Yeah, I've only got the code book I've got though. So they don't have one for Cosm Source. I'll go with the one I can. Okay.
In the meantime, some thought should be given, I think, to perhaps whom in this town, I know there is a shortage of teachers, but whom in this town is perhaps most connected to it, has the sense of place, genius loci, if you like, here, because this thing creates realities and it is nearby. If it can find the right teacher, then something wondrous may be achieved.
I wonder if our Realm Runner isn't a good teacher since he's so closely tied to Core Earth.
Where is Bern, anyway?
Yeah, where did he
That's a good question.
He was talking to somebody in the shadows.
Yeah.
And just
the sheriff takes a bite out of it. Oh, I saw him wander off with Tamara, I think they're probably headed back to the compound to get stuff we aren't serving here, because we don't want any trouble. And apparently they want a little trouble. But yeah, if I were taking a guess, it's either going to be the beer warehouse or the distillery. One of those two things. That's probably where they're off to. I'm glad you solved the coffee thing, though. I got to tell you, donuts without coffee, not nearly as good.
The reason I think perhaps someone from the town is this thing is geographically bounded, then it needs to be someone who is going to stay here. Ultimately, the Delphi Council may reassign us.
Well, right now, its best connection with right now is the monster friend. So right now, that's candidate number one, but we would need to teach her
anyway, yes,
a lot more of how to protect it and the area.
Well, in the meantime, then, at some point, the remaining thing to follow up on, if we've brought the sheriff up to speed, the remaining thing to follow up on is Count Elliotsphere.
Count Elliotsphere and Sister Evangeline, who are both still influencing it.
So we'll briefly cut to the distillery for a short scene. And they've got bottle after bottle, and you see, Tamara's going down. So you want something stiff or you want to ease into it?
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
How much alcohol do you want? They have quite a range of hooch.
Since I have some interest in that girl, I'm thinking I take the not so stiff variant.
So she pours out a couple of them, and you need to make a find roll, sir.
Okay. Hey, it's the first good roll I made. 14.
Woohoo! Hey, you're not alone in the distillery.
Okay.
There's something small, several of them, skittering around the distillery.
How small?
Maybe hand-sized. You can
mean
hear 4 or 5 of them.
Huh? Okay, I don't know what that is.
And so she raises a glass and toast and says, "To a little alone time at last." Clink.
Okay.
So, can I assume you're off the people-killing track?
I've never been on the people-killing track. It's always been a huge misunderstanding. But
involving bullets and bodies.
Yep. If people shoot at me, I now learned that I have to wait a little while and then shoot back. Not shoot back at the first bullet.
Here's the thing. If I lose more family members, they flat out, not so much aren't going to let me see you, they're going to have me work with Sister Evangeline to kill you.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
I also understand that.
Really would like your word, your oath that you won't kill any more Morans. I mean, you should be good enough to take them out without killing them. I would think at this point.
Yeah, I think that's.
And I don't think any more of them are going to attack you. But if we have, I really can't lose any more.
Yeah. I give him a pledge, my oath that I won't kill any more Rams. I will try to shoot them in the leg if they shoot at me.
So she says. So she refills the shots and says, "Skull to a peaceful future."
Yes.
And as the glass raises up, you raise your glass, and then you get a little shudder as you see a metallic leg kick out from behind Shannon's neck and then disappear back. The glasses clink, and she downs her shot. So do you drink your shot?
And I take another one because I think I need one.
All right.
Scene.
Says, well, good. Then I think we can be friends.
Yeah, we can be friends, but not more. I think. Some second thoughts right now.
And that skittering has become more numerous.
Oops. That's that. I think I have to go. It was a pleasure meeting you.
You're kind of giving conflicting signals, you know that?
Yes, I can imagine, but I just remembered I have some urgent business to do right now. Mostly
Urgent business
get
in
away
a
from
festival.
here. Yeah. Always urgent things to do for Storm Nights.
How to impress your date. I have an important thing to do. Get away from you. Okay.
And your metallic friends.
All right.
Yeah. That's
So you
odd.
hastily leave the building.
I'm probably different realities, but that's a bit too much.
Right, there we go. We've got a hero surge as the encounter starts.
Oh, cool.
So why don't you make your surge roll first? Roll, just see if you get a 1.
No, 16.
You do just fine.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's skittering. You see them. They are 6-legged, so they aren't quite spiders. But they also have this one from the center, this protruding tendril that looks like it's meant to be inserted into people in some way. And they're running down the walls and trying to cut off your exit.
I always thought I was missing something. Starcode was missing.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So I'm first. So, but I'm ambushed. Can I do something, or am I?
Oh yeah, yes, you absolutely won't know because you were aware of these things. So in the back of your head, they didn't get surprise on you. You just had to be slightly rude to your date and flee for your life, which often happens on dates. So
normally I have to flee that nobody comes with a shotgun for a wedding, but now I'm just running away from a whatever that thing is.
So you go first. What would you like to do?
Run away.
Run! Full speed. So we'll call it like an all-out defense since you're not taking any other action while you're running. All right. Let me make the
run to my comrades.
All right.
And try not only help, but now we've got Zarcodes too.
Help! Help! Help!
So make defense. What's it called? Full defense.
Yep.
Just one moment, because I still have the +2 from before. That's not the normal defense. +4. A +4 to my defense, and my dodge if they shoot at me is
it'll be to your dodge.
It's a 14 then.
All right.
Altogether.
So they don't really coordinate. So the 3 of them that are near you are just going to try to attack. Your defense is a 14, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh shit. Oh, double.
Wow. They say active defense. Okay, the first 2 though don't do anything. I mean, the first and last don't do anything spectacular. They just nudge, but you do take 4 fatigue out of those 2.
4 fatigue.
Yeah, 4 fatigue total. The 4 shock, sorry.
For
And
shock,
you take,
okay.
yeah. And
4
you
fatigue
have,
would be nearly enough.
yeah. And so what's your toughness?
It would be enough. My toughness is 9.
Okay, so that is enough. So they do latch on, and you're going to see if they are going to get the... Oh, and now the machine decides to slow down. Of course it does.
It's on my side.
We are attacking in slow motion.
It's on my side.
Yeah, we just want to make burnt sweat longer.
At this rate, Tamara's going to have to swoop in and rescue you.
Yeah, come on.
Worst date.
Want to see it happen.
Worst date ever, and the last date was really bad too.
Yeah, okay. So stinging probe with 2 modifiers.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, okay.
That sounds friendly.
Well, yeah, you know.
Ooh.
So nope, it does not attach to your spinal cord. It's still flailing around looking for purchase. All right. So the rest of you outside figure, where did he go off to? And Ocampo told you where, and he's, in the proverbial Han Solo way, you have a bad feeling about this. Unaccompanied burnt is usually trouble.
Evangeline's going to be looking to retaliate for all of this.
Yeah, that's true.
Sarah will sort of vaguely gesture at all of the
Yes, he was
celebrations
issuing
going on.
some commands, so we'd better just make sure he's all right.
So you're gonna head towards the distillery. All right, so I assume you're jogging over there. We get to the second round. Ooh. Hero goes first. Oh, the villains are fatigued. How convenient for you.
Now it's my time to run even further.
Are you still doing active defense?
Yeah, of course.
Right, yeah.
And this time I think the +1 is not enough. Since I know what they can do, I will spend a possibility on that active defense.
All right.
No, other way around. Last row was a 6. +3. That's probably not enough. So I would get a 13.
Okay. So they are fatigued on their turn, which means they get a power short. So they start sparking.
That's good.
So it looks like the first one missed. Second one hit. But it's 2 shocks. You got 6 shocks, so it's beginning to get a little dicey out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got
you
6
guys.
shock. You mean I got 4? I got
2 more. So you've taken a total of 6.
Yeah.
You've taken a total of 6. So you are running to. You'll be inside the compound next round, at which point you should probably see him because Ernst is running for his life the other direction. Yeah. One more. I
run into the compound, crying, "Sarkholz behind me!"
Hey, congratulations! You move first, and you're up.
Yeah, now it's time to turn around and face the opponents. Bravely, of course. I shoot at whatever I see.
Okay, so you've got, well, they're the 3 that have been trying to scuttle around you that are closest. How many of them would you like to shoot at?
I shoot at 3 of them.
All right, their dodge is a 13, though.
Yep, I've got an up, and I still got 1 possibility left, so that should be... I forgot the minus numbers. I've got a -4, probably.
Yep.
And a possibility. So now I take the -4 into account.
Don't forget your
Last roll was a 4. So it's only a 6. That's not enough.
Did you add your up?
What? Oh, the up. Yeah, I forgot the up. Thank you.
I always forget my up.
So it's still at -4, and the up is last roll was a 14. Now we're talking 13.
So you managed to hit all 3 of them.
Yay!
What's your damage?
Damage was all 3 was normal damage. 13 is normal damage.
Okay. So it looks like you ding them a little bit, but don't do significant damage to them.
I tried my best.
Yeah.
So I play the flurry to get another up round.
All right. Go for it.
Answers the question I always wanted to ask. Do I play a card in my pool right now, or do I play it after my second?
You play it after your second turn.
Okay.
Always when you complete a turn.
Yep. That's how I play. That's how I GM too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I play the flurry and take another turn to shoot at them, but this time without possibilities.
Yeah, they're a little dinged up though, so you could hurt them this time.
And I've got an up, so I try again all 3 of them with a -4.
Okay.
And this time I don't forget the up. That's not possible, what I roll. This time I won't forget the up. Last roll was a 7. 8. Yep, that's great.
Yep. So you just bam, bam, bam. So you ding them and knock them off course. And they get closer and you level your guns. Pow, 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 pow. It's like they all hit dirt. And it's like, uh-oh. All 3 leap for your chest.
Yeah. Is it a coordinated attack?
It is.
That's great, because I've got an opponent fails.
All right. Well, then we'll just do that. So they basically get the little probes tangled up and they snared. They hit your chest perfectly, but then have to untangle. So they won't be able to stab you this round. We'll go. And the next round, everybody's there. You see.
Yay! And I play the Inspire I just put into my pool. So okay. I will refresh my possibilities, and everybody else can too. Okay. 1 possibility for me.
So the 3 of you who've been running, remember you've had 2 rounds to put cards into your pool, even though you aren't there yet. So you've got 2 extra cards in there. Oh, and then you guys get to go first.
And you got an Inspire from my very inspiring action I just did. trying and shooting at the same time.
Okay.
So you can all take a possibility or destiny card or recover free shot.
So which one are you doing, Bernd? I imagine recovering through shock?
No, I took the possibility.
All right, there we go. I will go swing at you again.
I reckon I'll need it.
And I'm at +4 now. Wow. Oh. So what's your dodge? Your dodge is
never mind.
I still need to know.
My dodge is 10.
Okay, so yeah, I do get an outstanding result, so I get 2 bonus dice. Yep. Here we go.
I knew I needed possibility.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. So it basically.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did it just attack? That looks like an attack, not damage.
Yeah, the way the ability is written, it does a attack, and if successful, it does the follow-up attack, which has bonus dice built into it, so it gets this huge bonus.
Ouch, that's bad.
So
Yeah. We've seen the end of it either.
yeah, it basically one of them hits, slides the thing under your chest. You feel it enter, and then it pulls its legs in after it. And it's inside and is attached to your spine.
No, it won't. I spend a possibility to get my to have no damage to soak the damage. Or
okay, well, it didn't do any damage to you.
Oh, okay. So I have to
wait for it.
Oh, I've got metallic blood, so I can have a metallic spine too.
Sure. We'll go with that theory.
That's actually what I'm worried about, is if Barkle just made contact with the Monster Maker.
Yep.
Yeah, it could be bad. So, what are the heroes doing?
Panicking.
You've got 5 of these little mind grabbers crawling around on the ground.
Good.
Well, sorry, 4, because one's inside a burnt.
Okay, so
There.
shall I start with a bless? Buffers.
Mhm.
Okay, so kind of getting to a point where within 5 meters of Mara and Timothy for sure, because I know they do range. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Like Daniel facing Goliath. I'm going to boost Dex with the bless. Let's see how that goes. I am going to spend the possibility that we just gained. Okay, that's more like it. Outstanding success. There is a flare of neon light from the crucifix, and everybody can have +2 to who's within the 5 meters of Severin can have +2 to their dex.
Thank you very much.
5 meter radius?
5 meters.
Am I on the 5 meter radius? Is that
Well, I'm
question?
assuming you've got the Cyber Priest is going to get as close as many people in as he possibly can. So yeah, I'm assuming he can get everybody.
As long as that works with people's range combat, then I think if we can hit that 5 meters, that would be optimal.
Yeah. Okay. Who's next?
Are these things all clustered together around Burnt?
No, because now that one's in him, that target's fine. They're now scattering to the rest of you.
One is enough for me.
It might be possible to hit a couple of them then with a large blast.
Oh yeah, you can get them in the large blast.
That is what I will try to do. So here is a large blast. Hopefully they hear. Ugh. How does an 8 compare to their strength? Probably not so good.
Their strength is a 7.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to see if we can hit the outstanding on this, because that could then stop them from moving around. So the 15, I will now take on that. I'll be stymied to make that an outstanding, which is they're stymied, vulnerable, rolling the willpower to move, and no spells or miracles. Because screw these guys. I don't need to my body and take over my spine. Thank you.
Okay.
And then planned a little while ago, I'll go ahead and use that Inspire I took from the top of the deck to play so everyone can feel inspired.
Yep, that's great.
Fantastic.
Here comes another possibility.
So,
Okay.
I need it.
If I may act very slightly out of turn, as that has now happened, I will yell, Burn, just hold on. We will get to you. I shall play the leadership.
It's crawling inside of me.
Okay. Mara, I shall play leadership.
Worst date
Mara
ever.
Have coup de grace. And Burnt, I mean, I know it's only shock, but and Burnt have a second wind.
Hey,
All right.
cool. That's great.
Okay. So next.
I play the second wind at once because I already have 6 stock.
Yeah, good call.
So they are now stymied and vulnerable. Is that correct?
Yes, they are stymied and they are vulnerable and they're stuck. Other than that, life's
Cool.
good.
I'm going to shoot 2 of them.
All right, here we go. So it's +4 for you.
-2. It is. And then -2 for the second target. So
All right, so it's
+2.
+2. Sorry. Yep.
Okay. That is currently a 13. What's their dodge?
There. Oops. I might have to expand the character sheet to see the other half. Their dodge is a 13.
I'll spend a possibility on that. I have quite a lot of them at the moment.
All right.
So, roll a 6. 2.
Okay, and these have already had their shield blown off by Burnt, so that means you get a lovely, outstanding result.
Excellent. Okay. That is a lot of 6s.
That is, and so the only thing I can see is that you're showing off a little bit.
There's a chink in that armor. Bert shot them and it opened up some sort of space or some sort of chink, and the arrows just go right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Legolas.
So what I'm going you see that where the mine grabbers, sticks at the base, you go ahead and basically deflect your arrow off the ground to bounce it up into that, and then it sticks to 2 on the wall. So they're just pinned to the wall.
They still count as 1.
There's 2 visible left.
There are 2 visible left. Yeah.
I'm going to. I will shoot both. With the short burst from 2 pistols.
Okay, these 2 still have their shields on because Bert hadn't hit these.
We'll see what we can do. So they're also multi-attacking, but I am got the short burst, so I should be back up to a +4 everything.
All right.
So 17.
That's one away from a good.
I'm going to. I'll use a drama card here as a possibility, since I've got it. Let's roll 12. I assume that goes to an outstanding there.
It certainly does.
Fantastic. So we will do. Nice 20 point.
So the elf said something about chinks. So it's like, maybe they're right there and there, and they explode into pieces. So that's all that you can see, except for the little moving mound of flesh on the back of Burnt.
Is it worth attacking that, or?
Well, it's inside of Burnt. That's an issue.
So no, okay.
It's already part of me, or I am part of it, of this thing. I don't know.
How do we get out?
And it would involve carving up Burnt a little. It is Thargold.
These things are probably vulnerable to electricity. Chilton, if you use your power of lightning whilst I heal Burnt at the same time, this probably isn't going to be very pleasant, Burnt, but I think it will deal with the situation.
Ooh, I like this plan.
I should have taken more of the shots.
Or I could just reach in.
I meant the tequila shots.
I'm trying to keep a straight face there, but I can't.
So you've got and Bert's going to take 2 shock at the end of this round.
Ouch!
So it's kind of succeed or you're
It's your choice, Bernd. Lightning or Edinos surgery?
Lightning. It's
Right,
cleaner.
well, yes, I took out all the other ones, so I won't be concentrating on that anymore. So that'll get rid of that stymie I had. And try to stay still. I'll try to aim just for the spine itself.
Okay.
So do we need to shift to the next round to do this? Because I'm out of
I have. That's the
you
next
have.
card.
Oh, cool. Cool.
That's why you're fatigued at the end of this round.
Right. Okay. Cool. Let's
Try not
do this
to
at the same
kill
time
me.
then.
Well, attack is approved, so you're good.
Yeah, that's right.
Stay still.
Oh my god!
Well, I'm assuming you're not trying to maximize damage. You're trying to maximize precision.
Yeah. I'm just putting in 2 bonus dice, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead. But I'm basically going to assume that removing this thing is a function of damage as a difficulty number. So add the bonus dice. You're looking at an 18. If you get an 18, you manage to fry this thing, and you can heal up, and then you can be healed up because he is going to take the 1 wound at least.
At least.
Well, it's 32 AP4.
Okay.
Extreme.
So, yeah, there's a new brochure on elective surgery in Coos Bay featuring an electrified Bernd going, yeah. So Go ahead and heal him up.
Yeah, and that's a good. That is a good success, I think.
Yeah, it's 10 plus the difficulty number is 10 plus however many wound levels they've taken.
Yeah, so how many wound levels? Yeah, so as long as you're not on 3 wounds.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
He's just got a really interesting starfish shaped scar.
Okay. So I'm still playing my leadership and play the willpower into who needs a willpower?
I don't know. Is it all over bar the shouting?
What?
It's over. You got them all.
Yeah, but I want to have new cards, so I play the willpower into the quantum mages. Who is the quantum mage?
Chilton.
No, I mean here. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I can draw new cards. That's a reason to play it. I always make this wrong. That's 1, 4.
Bernd, do you know if anybody else was in?
Yeah. Shannon has also got at least one of those Sarkodu creatures.
Where is she?
Last time I've seen her, she was in the bar or bar tent or yeah, where you get the drinks here.
To the
She was in the
distillery.
Distillery, yeah, that's it.
We should maybe go make sure she's all right.
Yeah, I go off in that
There are
direction.
more of these things around.
So
Yeah, that could be a good idea, but there are lots of those critters in that distillery. I think they've got a nest there.
So
Let's deal with it.
I thought it was rats, but they're much uglier than rats. Much nastier than rats.
okay, attack maneuver are the lovely approved actions. So you wheel around into the distillery, and about half the bottles you remember being there, Bernd, have been shattered. Probably by gunfire. You see a few of these things exploded on the counter. And you see Tamara sort of scooching, wounded, scooching along and saying, "You will not tell me what to do." And she starts firing in a direction that you can't. She apparently is shooting at something that isn't there at the moment. But there are still 3 of the mind grabbers running on the ground. And you guys get to go first.
Yeah, at least I have to pretend to try to defend her. So I have to attack one of those creatures.
The bless will have worn off by now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bless was +2 on dexterity. Okay,
It looks like
now
all of
done.
these have their shields down because she took out a couple of them to ding these, so none of them have their shields. So
Okay,
this should be fast.
I pretend. It's a 10.
Okay, so that's not a hit.
Yeah.
Are they all spread out?
Yeah, they are all
Little
spread out
breathing.
because they're trying to stay out of range of Tamara.
I am going to run up to the one that Bernd missed, and I'm going to do all-out attack.
Ha! All right. It's like little LED displays. Pick on somebody your own size. Go ahead.
That is, what is the cost on there? 3 shock? Is that right? No, I become very vulnerable. That's right. I'm thinking of that one other perk. All right, so claws, and I am favored on this. I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. Spending a
Cool.
possibility. Last roll's a 4.
Okay, that's a hit.
13. That's a hit. Is it a good hit?
It's not a good hit, but their shields are already down. They only have a toughness 7 when their shields are down.
Do you want a coup de grace?
I have a coup de grace, and I have a hero, and I have a drama. So,
Coup de grace probably does it.
then I will spend a coup de grace on that one. And that is 1 bonus die. 14.
Which is 2 wounds. It's gone.
Oh, cool. Actually, more than that because of the all-out attack. 18.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's little shards of metal implanted in the bar menus.
They just like throw them to like different sides and just done.
Who's
There are
next?
2 more? There are 2 more?
There are 2 more.
I'll shoot
Yep.
them.
Here we go.
-2 for the second target. Modifier. I will spend a possibility on that. Roll with 4.
Oh, you're
What's
close.
their dodge?
13.
Ah.
Really
Okay.
close.
If I've got
same-
a supporter,
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
really don't need to do much damage to these guys once their shields are down.
but basically, Severin has got his God Beam laser out, which is providing a little bit, a smidge of extra targeting and illumination.
All right.
Brilliant.
I'll buy it.
So that gets it to a 15, and then I will drop a coup de grace on it in order to get 1 bonus die.
I think you probably get both to die. Yep, they're gone. You only have a toughness 7, so they're done.
Nice.
So
Someone else needs to
Then
see
I'll-
what Tamara is looking at.
right now she's got a utility tool, and she's going to open up the back of her neck.
Okay.
Right. I don't believe I've acted this round. I will dash over to her as she does that.
Maybe we should do same thing, electrical shock and heal.
It
And
worked
I'll cover.
before. It's now an established medical procedure.
Exactly. And I will watch cover.
It's
All
a
right.
maximal invasive procedure.
So, Chilton, is Chilton okay to do that?
Yeah, I'll go ahead
Looks like-
and add that hero.
Okay. So basically, as she's basically got a utility tool and is trying to open up. No need for that, Miss Moran. I think we have something, well, a bit shocking.
A little
but,
more
you know,
shocking.
So she's like, hurry up. So yeah, okay, that's
24 to
perfectly
hit.
accurate. Bang. Go ahead and heal her.
Yep.
Perfect.
There you go.
So, yeah, you hit it, get it out, toss it on the floor. It sparks, curls up, and is done. It is done. And at that point, you see Wendy, little girl, run into the distillery and say, "The nightmare found Monster Maker." And that's where we'll end.
Oh,
That's not good.
Dun.
Well, that's not good.
Thank you very much, Greg. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
very,
you.
very
That was
much.
fun.
Thank you.
yes.
Great. That was fun.
Thanks all. That was
And you-
super fun.
Yeah, you completely stopped the cyber papacy with basically a charisma attack.
Hearts and minds. Hearts and minds.
Hearts
Boom.
and minds, but also choices.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why
Yeah.
charisma is not a dump stat.
Yeah. And also you've made contact with Monster Maker. You've set up, yeah. So I'd say basically, and you got rid of the statue. The Nile Empire did not get its hands on the statue. You've decoded the tablets, made contact with Monster Maker, stopped the cyber papacy, and are now set up to go tackle the nightmare that you are pretty sure is connected to Count Elliottsweir. So I would say you advanced. This was a sort of fast forward episode. Here, we'll cover this. Okay, we're done.
Cracking
We have
stuff.
the tools. We have the talent.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. That was good.
that was great. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good times.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. Yeah.
Yes, thanks all.
All right. Well, I'll probably see some of you next month as we're getting close. We're getting close. Maybe 2 more episodes. I think you may smash the bad guys.
Well,
you
I have to
made
say, even if I don't make it on, I shall be continuing to follow this. It's a great story.
All right.
Let's see.